Hello, Internet! Welcome back to Antiheroes in Exandria, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Kay, the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons show. I got some announcements to get into, but before that we're going to do some player introductions, starting with Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Easter Selberg, the human Archfey Patron Warlock.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I play Zofdal Zephyrax. You can call them Zof, and they are a Dragonborn Graviturgy wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I play Bonks the Bugbear Barbarian.
Hi, I'm Alessan. I play Angelica Jacobson, who is a barebow Circle of the Shepherd Druid.
Very nice. So we always tend to premiere our episodes on YouTube Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. Tonight we resume our side adventure, which is set in Exandria. We play music most of the time. We will be playing selections from the Critical Role soundtracks, Welcome to Tal'Dorei and Welcome to Wildemount. We also have music from Incompetech, Tabletop Audio, and Battle Bards. You can check the video description for all of the credits information for the music as well as for the art, for important resources and links and other information. You can follow us on Twitter and co-host. Nick, can you remind me what our co-host handle is?
Antiheroes.
Antiheroes. There's probably going to be a link for that. There is a link for that on our YouTube channel, so you can find us there as well. I think that's it for announcements. Last but not least, enjoy the show, share it with your friends, come back to watch some more, and enjoy our intro video. And welcome back. Let's dive in with a recap. Okay, recap time.
All right.
To avoid a fine for damaging Jigao's Temple of the Luxon during a fight, the Quatrefoils are attending the Festival of Merit as the eyes and ears of the Aurora Watch. They managed to win at every event and were selected to compete in a race through the Emerald Grotto against another adventuring party led by a water genasi woman named Io. The Quatrefoils claimed the Emerald Eye, but a strange light shone through an opening in a nearby wall. Inside, the Quatrefoils found a strange jewel and received a vision of a man named Elixion, begging to be saved from the darkness. Okay. Abrupt end to that.
Yeah.
So we gotta go. We gotta move.
And the karaoke ending. Well,
Bong! It's like we sang the second verse.
Yeah.
Thump, thump. Darkness. Thump, thump. A heartbeat. Yours? Thump, thump. A drifting sensation. Thump, thump. Pressure in your ears. On your skin. Thump, thump. Muffled voices coming into focus. Thump, thump. Flash. Consciousness returns to you in a rush of cold water and white light. Io and the others are hovering over you, attempting in their various ways to rouse you.
Are we still underwater? Are we still breathing?
You're still where you were.
Okay. But our potions haven't worn off.
Well, the room we were in was like elevated out of the water level,
Oh,
right? Because there was plant life and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's true.
gotcha.
Looking around.
Oh my gosh. They're awake. Ayo, they're awake. What happened? You guys dropped like rocks.
You didn't.
There was a.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I think. I reach out and like poke Angelica. You okay? You here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Are you? I poke back.
Yeah, we're okay.
What was that?
Wait, only we fell unconscious?
Just, the four of you. Just,
We saw something right before, or I did. Did you see that?
Did you see the same thing I did?
The man?
Yeah.
Elixian?
Yeah, that's what he called himself.
what?
Somebody wants our help.
I just had a dream about meat pies. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
None of you saw this? You were in the room with us.
They all kind of look at each other, confused, perplexed. Dermot kind of wringing his hands. They did hit their heads pretty hard when they fell. I don't know.
But
Easter like checks to make sure we still have the emerald eye.
Who had it?
It wasn't me.
The pixie.
The pixie girl.
No.
No, that was the thing on the pedestal.
Oh,
Soap had it.
Zoph might have had it.
Soap had it.
I think
I think so.
I took it from.
Yeah. Urban.
Irvin.
Yeah, does Zoph still have, or not Zoph, it's
Yeah, so
Zoph still has it.
Yeah.
yeah, you still have it.
So we all just suddenly just dropped.
Yeah, it was. There was a surge of energy that came out of that jewel that little creature was carrying.
Yeah.
And you all just dropped, and the creature disappeared. And I think we could hear like a voice or something, but I don't know. It sounded really far away. As if it was coming through water or something.
Yeah,
Well, thanks
I saw someone. It sounds like maybe we saw the same thing. At least
Yeah,
the three of us.
Possibly.
I thought too.
Well, thanks for, watching over us and,
Yeah,
not
I
doing
mean-
us dirty. I appreciate it.
Dermot says, you were only unconscious for about a minute. It wasn't very long, but it
A
was
minute can be a
long
lot.
enough for us to try and...
A lot can happen in that. And I
Nothing-
appreciate that nothing happened.
Of course. Of course. We were worried. We weren't sure what struck you. All signs of life pointed towards unconsciousness and not death, but... we might want to get back to the surface and get you checked out properly.
That was powerful energy then.
Yeah.
And I got 4 of us.
I don't understand why it was just us four. I don't know. Strange. The energy just passed through the rest of you?
They all kind of just shrug. They don't really... They're just as confused as you guys are.
Well, what we saw, and Easter will kind of explain, it was this man named Elixian who was asking for help. Something about being trapped in a prison. It looked like he was being bound by this fleshy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember more details?
No, that's about all I remember too. There was pressure.
Vermilion light.
Yes.
But almost nothing to go on about where to find him or what to do.
At the place where I prayed to you.
Yeah, that's
Wherever that may be.
the change bringer. That's what you said.
I think he referenced 2 different gods.
I remember Temple of Evil.
Yeah. Yeah, he was being held in a temple of evil.
Oh, did he call him the moon? The
Yeah.
Moonweaver?
He mentioned the Moonweaver, and then I think also the Changebringer.
I missed
You're right,
the change.
you're right.
I think it was Changebringer first, and then Moonweaver second.
Does any of this make more sense to any of you than it does to us?
Dermot's brows furrowed a little bit. Says, well,
I'm not even from here.
clearly these are gods that this person was talking about. As a follower of the Luxon myself, I can't claim much knowledge about them, but there might be someone in town who can answer your questions. Maybe one of the elders.
That's a good point, because what we saw was clearly connected to this gem, or was it an amulet? Pendant?
A jewel. I think it was a pendant. Let me take a look.
Is it still on the pedestal where it was?
Why don't you make a perception or an investigation check?
Can I also make a religion check?
Yeah.
See if I recognize any of these.
Sure.
And my point is, this thing
You
was
said perception
enshrined
or what?
here.
Or investigation.
And if it was enshrined here, someone in this town has to know what it is.
A golden pendant attached to a fine chain. That's what it was.
Dirty 20. On investigation.
Yeah, so you kind of look over toward the pedestal where it was. And if you remember, your Fey creature had picked it up, and that's what triggered the surge of energy. Your Fey creature was gone, but after you kind of look around in the, like, dirt and grass in here, you do see it on the ground where it dropped.
I'm gonna, like, gingerly pick it up. Brace myself for passing out again as I pick it up.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's not going to do it again.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
Can I roll like
Hand it over to Soph.
an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Put on my goggles.
Yeah.
Which I think gives me advantage. They do.
That'll just let you straight cast Identify.
Yes, which was going to be my next thing.
Okay.
Just wanted to see if there's anything I can figure out about it with Arcana first. Wow, that's a good roll. 27. Rolled a 19 anyways, so.
So, I mean, with an Arcana check, there isn't much you can learn without going so far as to cast Identify or spend more time with it over a rest. But it is definitely magical, and it is definitely... The magic seems... How do I put this? There's magic to it, but you get the sense that it's somehow weakened, or it's not quite full to its potential.
Well,
Like, part of it is dormant.
whatever magic this thing has to it is diminished in some way. Maybe it could be powered back up to let us talk to this person again? I don't know.
Good idea.
I can try a spell to get a little more info.
Rolled a dirty 20 on my religion check.
Okay, let me double check my notes about what you have studied, boss. Because it has been a long time since we were in Tavern.
Yep. I know I studied the Dawn Mother.
Dawn Father.
Dawn's Father.
a long
Yeah,
since we were
and the Dawn Mother.
You studied the Dawn Father and the Platinum Dragon, which are two of the prime deities. And you said, what did you roll? Another dirty 20. So I think with their dirty 20, I think you would recognize these names, the Moonweaver, the Changebringer, as names of other prime deities that were involved in the events of the founding, the creation of the world, and they are on the same side as the Dawn Father and the Platinum Dragon. In the Calamity, they were on the side of the protecting humans rather than destroying the humans.
So when you say the prime deities, that means that they're all like the same like pantheon, like same
Yeah.
like. Okay.
Yeah. They're basically the prime deities and the betrayer gods. And the prime deities are the ones that protected the humanoid races, basically, during the Calamity, and the betrayer gods are the ones that wanted to destroy everything.
Okay.
So the Moonweaver is Sehanine, and the Changebringer is Avandra. You remember that?
Avandra?
Avandra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't know much else beyond them, other than their prime deities and their names.
Okay, read this conversation. Putting on the spectacles.
So Bonks is as we're all discussing, and Zope is looking with his goggles. Bonks is like kind of paging through his notebook that he uses frequently for research and whatever purposes. And he says, yeah, those two names, I don't know if you are familiar with them, but they're two of the prime deities that man spoke of.
So he would know that, just living in Exandria.
Yeah.
But I didn't look into them when we were in Tavern, so I don't know much
That's
more about them.
about the extent of what I knew as well. I mean, I know that they're the names of gods, but I don't know much about them, and what they stand for, really.
Well, I'm sure we could probably get some more information in Jigao and go back to the city.
I'll ask you, are there any temples to either of those two gods here, or is it mostly just a Luxon thing?
You're asking Io? Io? Well,
Io's from here, right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah. She says, well, there might be places where they worship the gods, shrines or something, but the only official temple is the temple to the Luxon that the Korean built when they came and staked their claim on this place.
We might have to check a bigger city.
Or if they have a library or some other collection.
I'm definitely all for going to the library about this, because I don't know, I don't know if I'm ready to just trust a random vision from some random guy who says he needs help. I mean, any number of evil creatures can shroud themselves in light and pretend to be good, so...
As a fellow scholar, I agree.
I think we need a little more historical context. In the meantime, should I try my spell on this, or...
Sure.
You can always save it for later.
You're the expert here.
Right, I'll cast Identify.
Okay. I'm gonna send you, you have Discord open.
I do,
I'll just send you a link.
Identify is just one item, right? It's just
Per
one
cast, yeah.
Okay.
It's not like detect magic where you can like look at stuff.
Yeah.
Identify.
I couldn't remember if it was one item or not, because I still have the spear.
Oh, yeah, and I've also got a scroll.
So we don't need to worry about those right now, because we're...
I might write up a mass
what do you
Identify spell.
Yeah, you should wait on the spear.
Should I?
Well, I definitely need a long rest before I identify.
Oh, okay.
So.
Alright, we'll wait on the spear.
I forgot to put that on my to-do list.
Yeah. I see.
Oh, snap.
Maybe it's just shrouded. We don't know.
It's lost all of its magic. It's just a spear now.
confused.
I don't think I get any history or anything from Identify. Let's see.
No, it's not that.
You learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has. Okay, so what I will say is...
Yeah, there's probably more info on this page than you needed, but that's fine.
This thing it's got to be of some incredible importance, because this is a very powerful magic item.
Oh yeah?
This is probably the strongest thing I have ever held in my hand, in terms of magical power. So if it was enshrined here, it was enshrined here with a purpose, and someone in Jigao has to know.
Okay. Well, only thing we can do now is go back up to the surface and...
We still have a race to finish.
Is the race to also return?
Kind of formality.
The first person to return with the team that returns with the Emerald Eye.
That formalities are important.
They're still waiting for us up there, is all I'm saying.
I think I'm gonna, at this point, pass Maggie that potion that I took. Say, hey, I'm sorry about acting really out of pocket earlier. Hopefully this helps.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
See
19.
No, don't show it to him. Yeah, I shouldn't have sent it to him. I didn't realize until after you were like, oh, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I ignored the history part.
Thank you.
At the top.
Thank you. I knew I could trust you.
Just looked at the properties, because that's what I get.
Mm-hmm.
19.
19. Okay. Then yeah, she will take it and just give you a smile and says, I appreciate it. It was a competition. I might have done something. So she gives you kind of a mischievous smile. But she does take the potion. Irvin stands up and kind of dusts his pants off. He's just been lounging in the corner. He's like, well, this has been fun, but I would like to get out of this cave. And he just walks out.
Angelica smirks, chuckles quietly, says that Betty does.
Belsarion and Dermot follow. Io kind of looks all at you all, not starts heading out.
We'll come to you.
Yeah, I don't want to be here when this person runs off.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you have the freedom to go back through the cave, the grotto. You have time. I mean, it's only been maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes since you took the potion. If you want to explore any of the nooks and crannies that you didn't get to explore before, now that you're not on a time limit.
We can go the way they came from. Because the way we came from, there's an angry fish.
It's true.
That's not crowd controlled anymore.
Yeah, let's see the other half of this maze.
Okay.
Let's also warn them about the angry fish.
Oh, yeah. It's
Well, I think they're just going to go back the way that they came.
okay.
Okay, then I will go ahead and bring you over to the map.
We'll just take our time then. Very unhurried race at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
See.
and the other characters will go ahead, but if you need them for anything,
This map is really pretty.
Yeah.
it's really great, isn't it? Oh yeah, I just showed you guys the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine. I forgot I took that off at the end of the game last time. It's fine. No, that's not what I wanted. There, that's what I wanted. Alright, just playing some music. Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys off the map.
So we would have gone like through this chamber up in the eastern wall, and then.
Yeah, because you guys came from this direction.
Yeah.
So this is where the other guys came from. So you can go down that way if you want. I'll open this. So the first chamber you come into, you actually kind of have to push your way through some rubble to get into this chamber. It looks like
It's like the results of one of your shatter spells.
Let's see, hold on. Yeah, it looks like the tunnel had been hidden behind some rocks, but obviously the other characters were able to find it. But it's kind of a smaller tunnel that you come through. Anybody who wants to look around in this room can make, let's see.
Investigation.
Yeah, perception or investigation or survival checks.
for me.
Same for me.
25.
Oh shit.
18.
Okay.
I love my plus 11.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Right.
so Zoph, you find it first, and I think Bonks notices you catching something, something catching your attention. But you find along the south side of the chamber, there is a wall of kelp that's actually concealing an entrance to a smaller cave that you can go inside. You swim in there, and you find 3 potions of healing that were stashed kind of behind a rock.
That's a good find.
Yeah.
Who wants to grab these? You just used one.
I gave one away.
Yeah. Why don't you take one, at least?
I don't know how many. If
I have one already. So if you two want to have the other 2, it's fine.
Let me see if I have any.
I do not have one.
I don't have one either, so I will happily take one of those.
I'll also take one.
Okay.
I just like 2.
They're just the regular level, right?
Yes.
We're supposed to be
They're
level 2.
superior.
You know what's really annoying?
Hmm.
Wait, never mind. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought the potion of healing was named differently from the other types of potions.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing else in this room.
Okay.
What, Sona? Are you sad there's nothing else in the room?
I'll go
So,
through this tunnel to the southwest.
Yeah, so you actually, when you enter the tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a dex save.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sorry, strength save, not dex save.
Oh.
Oh,
okay. Better reroll.
17.
11.
Something over 20,
14.
I think.
Something over 20. So, you guys get to the entrance of this tunnel, and you can feel the water pulling at you. And Zoph and Bonks, again, are able to kind of keep yourself there, but you look as Easter and Angelique on either side of you just go zoom, zoom, and get sucked down through the tunnel,
Oh.
through the current, and you get deposited in the next cavern.
Okay.
There's like a guy goes,
Bonks and Zoph.
Yep.
You can see along the tunnel floor, there's a heavy stone tablet covered in glyphs and wreathed in seagrass. And you can feel the current pulling down, but you're able to swim with the current if you want. You can let yourself get sucked down, or you can
Yeah.
try to fight it.
I will just let myself get sucked away by the current.
Zoop.
Alright, so can I grab the tablet?
It's... I'm trying to see if it's like actually part of the floor or if it's just laying on the floor.
No. Or
Yeah, I
read
had
it?
assumed it was part of the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it
It's
was.
like magically creating the current.
Oh, is that what it is?
That was my assumption. The
That's
more
what-
I let myself get
yeah.
sucked down, but
The impression I got as well.
Yeah, that's fine then. I don't have to grab it.
Okay. I mean, you could try, but it might be really difficult because it's...
No. Okay.
Alright, zoop.
Yep.
All
I'll
right.
zoom over.
Okay. All right. So you all get sucked down into this long cavern. The water here doesn't quite reach the ceiling, so it leaves a small pocket of air near the top. There's a slight crack in the ceiling, which allows moonlight to filter through. At the center of a cavern is a pit whose floor is 30 feet deeper than the rest of the cavern, and you catch a faint glint of metal at the bottom.
That feels like it trapped me. I'm gonna check to see if it's like... I'm gonna check for traps, I guess.
Yeah, perception check.
Okay. And I'm gonna have...
Right.
Right help me.
It's up to you. Probably.
15.
Did any... Oh, just you?
I rolled 14, so...
Question.
Yeah.
Do you enter the pit, or are you just looking from up top?
I think we go like 10 feet down into the pit, but not to the floor.
Okay. You enter the pit, and I deleted this encounter. I didn't expect it to happen, but you do not see in time a tentacle of a giant octopus coming at you, and we're going to enter initiative.
All right.
We didn't have to have this encounter, but here we go.
But here we go. Well, and the thing is, I had it all built out, and then I deleted it because I didn't have enough room for the other things that I had to prepare. But that's fine. It's just one octopus.
Giant octopus.
One octopus, Michael. How don't you get the con?
I can actually, but I do have it on here, so I can just keep track of its HP here. Let me double check what music I was going to play for this too.
You were the only person I know.
Most bad
Decided when you rolled low on initiative.
I get not wanting to go first, though. I understand that.
Okay, just a second.
Backup support, not hello.
Whatever. Yeah.
Wow, that is big.
It's a giant octopus. So you all watch as this octopus gets a surprise round. And
Is this one here?
Might be a spanking.
I'm pretty sure this isn't this one.
there it is. Okay. It's like, what song did I pick for this? I can't remember. It's...
Not just like I can't use it. No.
Oh, did I put it in here? Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Get my notes over here because we need some initiative rolls. Did you guys already roll? You're way ahead of me. Okay. Octopus. This looks like an octopus die, maybe? Yeah, we'll do this one.
Is it a D8? Because that would be an octopus die.
You're funny. Okay, 25 to 20. No.
What did I even get? Oh, I don't remember.
20 to 15.
Just slow pokes.
Watch everybody be right here. Watch Angela
15 to 10.
13.
11. No? Oh, okay.
10 to 5.
8. I rolled an 8 on the octopus encounter.
That's pretty good. Alright, so Octopus gets a surprise round on you, but Octopus is also first in initiative, so I'm just going to let it go and then you guys can go. Because I'm a nice DM. I'm not going to make it go twice. But it is going to have advantage because you didn't know it was there. Yeah, so it's going to attack with advantage with its tentacle. Okay. I'm gonna guess a 24 hits you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You take 10 bludgeoning damage and you are grappled. And restrained.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Alright, Easter is up next, which is fitting.
Really?
Yep.
It's funny.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm grappling strength. Check. Do I have any good non-somatic spells?
I think you can still do somatic.
What do you think, Ian? Can I still do somatic spells when I'm grappled and restrained?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
You just have... I mean, it just gives you disadvantage on attack rolls, right? And saving throws when you're restrained. But yeah, you can still wave your arms like this.
Okay.
Because I'm an ice DM.
Do this.
Yeah. T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
I like that we're all like, do this, and I'm like, oh, we have no cameras anymore.
Yep.
Flail your arms like a T-Rex.
It's gonna help me. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I had a I should have been more careful.
That's alright.
I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Sounds good.
2 attacks at disadvantage.
Yup. I mean, you'd have disadvantage anyway, for sure. Yeah.
Wait, because why?
Because it's in melee. Right?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Does a 14 hit?
Yep.
Okay. What about an 11?
Yeah, just hit.
Oh. Alright, so 2 hits. Ooh, almost max damage. It's 19 force damage.
That's all together.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny that we were like, this is definitely trapped.
Yeah.
You swam it anyway.
The way I picture it is that, like, Easter was so laser focused on the metal thing being the trap,
Yeah.
didn't see all the, like, slightly undulating biological parts around it that were the actual trap.
What's funny about this is the one encounter where, like, Angelica going first would have been great, because she could talk to this thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
I would like to... This is weird. I don't know if you'll allow me to do this. I would like to pull it with both these hits.
I'm gonna say, because the way it works is you pull something towards you, and you are in its tentacle, you cannot pull it towards you, because it's there.
Yeah, I was trying to, like, pull it up. But,
nah, you would have to be away from it to
that
be
makes
able to
sense.
do
Okay. So I think that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Box.
So Bonks is going to swim towards the octopus, and then pick his glasses off, fly into a rage, and then try and break the grapple to free Easter.
Okay.
What do I need to do that?
How would you like to do that?
Like, I'm
Are you just gonna try and, like, pull and rip the tentacle off?
Yeah,
like, pull the tentacle
just
off?
free Easter.
Yeah, then it will be a,
like a contested check or something.
I am gonna set a DC, and you just make your athletics check.
Okay. 13 plus 7, I believe. Let's see.
You see that he rolled? Like,
Hmm?
just, like, fell out of your hand. There was no roll there.
I can re-roll it. Do you want me to re-roll
No.
it?
It was just funny to
Oh,
watch.
I see.
like
I mean, it was a pretty low effort one that time. I don't know
It
why I
really
did that. Yeah, it's super
Sam does it on
difficult.
critical roll. He picks up a dice and then just drops it.
Yeah. That's
what he
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. You're able to open it
So,
enough for her to swim
Wrench
out.
Easter out of these tentacles, and that takes my action, right?
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
So I can't
So you bonus action raged, and then you action
do that, and I move
athletics.
into it. Okay, so
and
I'm out. I can't do anything else. I was gonna try and like push Easter out further away, but I can't do that.
No.
So I'll just talk to her and say, "Go Easter."
Okay.
So
They're down at, like, the bottom of a 30-foot pit, right?
Did we get pulled? Did she get pulled down? Or you only descended 10 feet, right?
Yeah, I think it has a long reach.
it has a long reach, but it had to come up a little bit to reach her.
Okay.
So it's not all the way down at the bottom. It's
My swim speed would be half. So I really only have 15 feet.
yeah, it had to come up at least 5 feet, so I think it's about 25 feet down.
Cast Expeditious Retreat on myself as a bonus action,
Okay.
which as part of that lets me dash, so I can go down 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough to, like, get within reach of Easter?
Reacher. Easter is 10 feet down.
10 feet down. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So I will go down, grab onto Easter, and then drag her with my movement halved again for carrying someone another 5 feet up.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think that's all I can do. Oh, but that's bonus action movement, and then I can dash again for like another 5 feet of movement. So we'll get up to the top of the pit.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Angelica.
Angelica. Trying to see how bad off Easter is with that. In fact, not too bad.
I'm not dying or anything. It's fine.
Okay. Well, that thing is really big. I don't know.
I'd like to not have to hurt it more than we have to.
Yeah. Angelica's going to. Wait, you guys. So, you guys, I'm trying to picture the scene. You guys are 10 feet above it, and its turn is coming up. And it's really big.
Yeah.
Huge.
If we all leave, it might not come after us. It might be like an ambush predator. I don't know that for sure though.
So, what I'm thinking of doing, if I can, is cast Pass Without a Trace so that we can just sneak out of here.
So what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You would have to get out of line of sight in order to hide and be able to stealth.
Well, I can
But Pass Without a Trace lasts for an hour.
cast the Hidden Step.
On yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be invisible, and then I could cast Pass Without a Trace. Would that work?
You would have to cast Pass Without a Trace first, because I think if you cast a spell, your invisibility breaks.
That's true.
But that should work
But that
Yeah.
should work.
if you do it in that order.
Yes. You'd be able to successfully hide yourself. You'd have to wait until your next turn to actually use the stealth action, but you would be hidden.
But I want to cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
you can do that.
All right.
It's just like a radius around you, and whoever's within that radius gets it, basically.
Great.
Yep. Okay. Then we're back up to the octopus. And the octopus is going to attack Bonks. Uh, 15 doesn't hit you, I guess.
No.
Then yeah, that's it.
Can I see the metal thing now? Whatever it is at the bottom.
Well, it's Easter string.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. I thought it was for Easter.
That's all the octopus does.
Can I see the metal now thing now at the bottom?
Make a perception check.
Excellent.
16.
You can see the metal looks like a smattering of silver pieces
Okay.
on the floor of the pit.
Yeah, I think I'll just call out to Monk. It's not worth our time. Let's go. And Easter's gonna try and leave this pit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can move 15 feet and then dash 15 feet. Assuming I don't get swallowed up. So,
I think it is going to try and attack you as you leave its radius.
She was out of 10 feet
She-
up. Does it have reach?
It does. Yeah.
So I guess it could have tried to grab her when...
It would have
Zoe
tried
was
to grab her
pulling it.
before. Yeah, I think actually she's out of reach now. Yeah, you're right. That's not going to do that. It's focused on bonks right now, anyway.
So I'm gonna go to the mouth of the tunnel, but not completely abandon everybody.
Yeah.
Just in case this thing is a fighter, so I'm in a position to. Actually, I think I'm only going. No, I've gone further. Okay, yeah. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Now you're up, bonks.
Okay. So I'm going to use. What's it?
Oh, I'm going to move you because you moved to help Easter, so you're actually over here.
Thank you.
Angelica, did you stay by the mouth of the tunnel or on your turn? Was there somewhere else you wanted to be?
Oh, yeah, when I cast Hidden Step, I can move. So I would move toward the exit too.
Okay. I'm just saying on your turn you probably
So-
over there.
Yeah.
But you've got like 15 feet of movement-ish. Over there-ish. That's fine.
I'm gonna do the attack action and convert my first attack into a shove.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to push the octopus away from me.
What are the rules about shoves against creatures larger than yourself?
If it's one size category larger, I think I can still do it.
Okay.
Is it large?
It's large, yeah.
But we can look it up first.
We don't need to look it up. I trust you.
I think we're already looking it up. So
Sure, look it up and let me know what the rules are.
All the DMs in the room so curious.
If it's a contested,
I think it's just an attack roll. But
I
please
think
tell me.
Using the attack action, oops, shoving a creature. Yes, you can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, so you don't make an actual attack. You're able to make multiple attacks.
Nothing no larger than one size. Watching you, we're good.
Mhm.
You make a athletics check contested by the
Oh, it is
players.
athletics. Okay, great.
Athletics or dexterity. Or athletics or acrobatics.
So I don't know if I have advantage on this because of raging.
You didn't.
does Rage give you advantage on all strength-based ability checks?
That's what I'm checking. I don't remember.
It's been a minute
yeah.
since we played.
Oh my god.
You said this one.
Well,
You gain advantage on strength.
Did
checks.
you roll a natural 20 over there?
I got a 21.
I got a natural 1.
Oh.
So you're able to push this octopus.
Did the octopus use its reaction or not? Okay,
has-
so I'm gonna do the charge of my battering shield and knock it 10 feet further, so it's 15 feet away from me now.
So basically, are you knocking it back down? Because it only came up 5 feet. So you can only move it 5 feet.
Oh, I'm near the bottom of the.
No, it's got a long reach. So if you're able to push it down,
Well, I guess you'd have to swim down to it.
But I'm right next to it, right?
It has 15-foot reach. So you swam to save Easter, who was 15 feet away from it.
Oh.
But in order to shove it, you'd have to swim down to it and push it, and it's only 5 feet off the bottom.
Oh. I didn't realize. That's
Yeah.
weird.
The other factor is Bonks has a 10-foot reach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could go down 5 feet instead
Oh,
of
I guess
15
I don't.
feet.
Well, then I'm confused.
But it's down at the bottom of the pit.
So it's 15. Am I even within his threat range then?
You are, yes. Just.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what to do then, because I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get attacked when I leave.
You
Right?
still could miss as you try and.
Or
You could-
instead of using your action to shove, you could disengage and swim away.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Can I do that instead?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I
I'll
had
let you
it-
retcon because you didn't understand what the situation was.
I thought it
And I
came
didn't. I
up.
wasn't clear about it either.
Yeah, because we only. Okay, never mind. It's fine. I'll do that.
Okay. Disengage and swim away.
Yes.
That's fine. So
I'm gonna swim over towards Easter.
Fox, how far did you swim? I guess what's your swim speed is half your walking speed, so
Yeah,
it's
so
what,
it's 15
15? Yeah, I'm just gonna move you over here. You could move yourself here.
I could.
You do have roll 20,
On the recording computer, yeah.
but that's fine.
And I from here, I saw Angelica cast detect or blanking on it. The one that makes us
Hidden step.
yeah,
Pass without a trace.
pass without a trace.
Pass without
That's the word. So I'll make a stealth check with +10. There's like some kelp here. I'm gonna try and hide it.
Yes, sure. Sure.
Skills. There we go. I don't think I'm good at stealth. No, I'm not. But hopefully with a +10, I'm decent. With a +10, I'm 21 stealth.
That's good. That's very good. All right.
It's my turn.
Okay.
He can't kill himself.
And you're up. Now, does hidden step wear off the top of your turn or the end of your turn?
Yeah, it's at the top of my turn.
Okay, so you poof back into view. You're still at the top of the pit, so you're not within range of the octopus. So you can just keep
I'm
swimming.
just gonna keep moving quietly as I can.
5, 10. And you're yourself, and you're exhausted, so
Two, still 2.
your movement
Half
speed's
swim.
actually quite... You're halved of halved,
It's bad.
because you don't have a swim speed. So you're down to 5 feet of movement, I think. But you have an action, you can dash. And go 10 feet.
Fine, I'll dash.
Well, I guess it depends how the math works out. If it doubles at first, does it double?
What would double?
Oh,
What would
dash.
double? Dashing.
It's a dash. It's just a second.
Yeah, I think it's just second movement,
It
so
is
it would
just-
double the
yeah.
total. So
Yeah.
then it would just be 10 feet.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay. I was trying to get you another 5 feet, and I didn't think about it.
Well, it's not going to be a problem, because as we get back to the top of the round, it becomes clear that the octopus is not going to pursue you. And you're able to swim out of the cavern without issue.
With that.
Without tentacle issue.
What?
I don't know.
That seems like a reach.
I don't know. And
Stretch even.
stretch. 15-foot reach.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, you guys exit this tunnel and you find yourself back at the forked path where you had met Maggie before. From there, you recognize where to go to get out. And
Can I sit with you?
yes, you can. Come on, sweetie. Ooh. Ooh. You're able to get out of the tunnels. You find the elders waiting for you there. And I am going to play some different music.
Yeah.
Let me just figure out where the heck I put it. That's not it. Is it under Lighthearted Whimsy? Yep. There it is. You emerge from the cave, and everyone's out there. All the spectators that had followed you out into the ocean to wait patiently. The rivals arrived first, but as they were empty-handed, the elders know that you have succeeded. Elder Ushru stands at the front of the crowd, and as soon as you all appear, everyone's clapping, yay! Lauding the victors, and the elder holds out a hand to the group of you.
I'll produce the Emerald Eye.
And the elder takes it, and as he takes it, he takes your hand. And he grabs Easter's hand as well on the other side. And he turns to the crowd and he holds your hands up in the air, and he says, "We have our new champions of merit!" And the whole crowd just goes wild. And then everybody comes up and rushes you, and everybody's trying to shake your hands and thump you on the backs and celebrate. And so there's big celebration. Everyone's happy. And then as the crowds slowly start to back off and give you guys some space, Elder Ushru turns to you and he hands you, Zoph, a bag of coin. He says, "Your reward for finishing and being victorious, 100 gold. And I also can offer you another complimentary night at the Unbroken Tusk Inn.
Hey,
This is gonna sound strange, but I actually didn't realize there was a prize. So, thank you. That's a lot.
Of course, it's the least we can do. You know where the inn is, I take it, seeing as you enjoyed their meat pies earlier.
oh yeah.
Yes, congratulations. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, actually, Elder,
Yes.
look to the group for a second. Actually, do we want to broach this topic with the Elder?
Maybe tomorrow?
We had something we wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, where can we find you once we rested a bit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't you enjoy the festivities and I'll call on you at the inn in the morning.
It's good.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, wonderful. Congratulations. Very well.
No offense, Angelica's just looking really tired.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So yeah,
That was
the
a good
elder
Sometimes works differently.
the elder leaves you to it, and yeah, you're free to go back and play any of the festival games that you want again, or you can just go back to the inn, have some food, relax.
We want to spend another 2 episodes replaying all the games.
Well, we're gonna just read past it and say you do.
Combine
There's no
medals
prize
and
for doing them now.
medal.
Now they're just open for
Oh,
anybody
okay.
to just enjoy.
You
But
want
the festival's pretty much in
I
the
do want to
Drink and get drunk.
The drink.
Okay.
Although I was
Phase
gonna ask if you
of
want
the
some more
night.
meat pies.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, if there's no prize, is there also no entry fee for eating as many meat pies?
Well,
as
if you go back to the inn and talk to Agatha,
Okay.
she's happy to give you any leftover meat pies from the day as dinner because you're the victors.
The pies are the prize, as they say.
Your eyes.
I think Easter's like really into this and takes like one bite of meat pie and is just like, oh, I don't know if I can do this again.
Alright, so tell me straight. Can you actually combine all the metals for super metal or not?
No.
I don't know why you thought that was possible.
I just really wanted it to be a thing, okay? I was really hoping that if you won all the games, there's like a super metal. And you
It let you
It's
cast.
like when you combine all of the Captain Planet rings.
It lets you cast wish once.
No, lets you draw from the deck of many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay with any of these things.
Who usually carries
all
our
the
money?
guys. I'm gonna take a meat pie back to the room. You guys have fun.
Alright, I'm gonna actually.
I don't think that we'll stay up too much later.
We have a really full day.
I don't want to carry around this bag of 100 gold. Who usually carries our money? Is it you, Bonks?
I've got a bag of golden.
Easter.
Oh, it's Easter. Okay,
Yeah.
here, you can have...
For better or for worse.
I'm the one
Easter.
people trust with our inventory for some reason.
I'd love to have...
Yeah.
If you could swing it, I'd love to have like 15 gold of that.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll put 85 of our gold in. And then the rest is yours.
I need to buy an expensive component.
Oh?
Yeah, the spell that I tried to hold my brother's great axe in place that failed because it was such a powerful magical item. I need to replenish my
Oops.
components for that.
I see.
I think it was 15 gold.
Easter's can party as long as she is conscious.
Great. Party all you want.
Oh, it's 25 gold, I mean.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually a big ask.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an expensive spell, but it's really good.
It's worth
It's a shame it didn't work.
It's your share of the reward.
Yep, I'll take it. Pour it all into one thing.
We have an absurd
That's good. Before going to bed, can I look at the scroll that I found in the grotto?
Yes.
Just figure out what that is?
Yes. Let me remind myself what that is. And that was in... Okay. Yeah, so you unravel the soggy scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a scroll of the spell Thunderwave.
Oh, cool.
I hope looking at the scroll of sogginess.
Well, Thunder Wave would make everything.
Oh, it's the wave.
Yeah.
What level spell is Thunderwave? First level?
I think so.
It'll be lunch soon, babe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
first
I know.
level, so they give it to me.
And it's dinner
Always
time.
get
Did you
picture.
got the children
Thunderwave's
down?
first level.
Perfect.
You hear children telling their mommy, "I'm waiting for my dinner, hungry," in the tavern. I want my meat pies.
Right, I have added that to my inventory.
Okay, so you guys, Easter is drinking until she
Passes out.
passes out.
Mhm.
Angie goes straight up to the room to sleep. Zoph is poring over the new scroll that they have gotten. What is Bonks doing?
How much is the Unbroken Tusk kind of busy?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in celebrating, enjoying the
Is
reveling over the night's events.
are any of the familiar faces there, like Elsariad or anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe I'll check in with them and maybe some of the others to see if they know if there's like a library here or someplace that we can do a little bit more research on that thing that happened.
Mm-hmm. You see
The dog
just
some goblins just choking on his meat pie in the corner.
yeah, some choking noises.
Choking
but they're
noises.
fine.
Let's see. I think Delsariad and Urban are sitting at a table in the corner, kind of lounging and chatting. There's no sign of the other three right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just ask familiar faces if they, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't know if there is one or what facilities they have here.
Yeah. Yeah. So Galsariad and when you ask, looks at Irvin and says basically like, "I've been asking that since we arrived here." And Irvin kind of shrugs. He says, "Look, I'm not from around here either, but I haven't seen anything that looks like a book in this place."
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was anything like that. I mean, there has to be.
Galsariad says, "The best place for an actual decent library is probably Rosanna, but that's quite far from here."
Well, might do a little bit of snooping tomorrow, anyways. But yeah, I appreciate it.
Of course. Of course. If you find something, let me know.
I
I would
will.
very much like to know who has all the information.
You'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe I'll just chat with them for a little bit longer, and then I'll go to bed too.
Okay. Anything in particular that you want to chat about, or just shooting the shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. Why don't you make an insight check for me? Just a cloaked, overarching insight check for the conversation.
All right. Let's see. Insight.
Oh my goodness.
The goblins are getting really rowdy at this hour.
They are.
That's not very good. That's 11.
An 11. Okay. So let's see. Who would you like to hear about first?
No, Galsariad.
Okay. Yeah, so Galsariad seems a little bit difficult to read, very guarded, but not impolite. Not necessarily the most polite person you've talked to. A little bit, you get a little air of he thinks he's better than you. Because, you know, that noble air or whatever. But he's not unfriendly. He is intrigued by your journal. So if you want to share anything from your notebook with him, he's very interested in whatever you've learned in other places.
Yeah, I would openly share anything that's like not sensitive information.
What's sensitive information to you?
Anything that trails back to my like primary reason of research, so like connections between my village and like the gods or the religions. But like just what I've learned from religions and the things that I don't think have a connection, that's fine.
Sure. Okay.
Or just those areas of research and like little tidbits.
Can you also then make a deception check for me?
Sure.
Just to see how well you're able to hide that.
Okay, this is gonna
Or
be funny.
how you're able to.
I'm not gonna mask this very well, I can already tell you. With a 14 actually, with a
Wow.
-1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hang on, picking a flare die.
And I know exactly what to do if you succeed.
No, it's all right.
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess maybe I did pretty well. Maybe he's ill. He
Well-
drank a little too much and...
I'm not saying that either.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I know
Yeah, oh, I see.
how the characters perceive your ability or your attempts to kind of skirt away from certain topics. Galsaria doesn't seem to mind. You're not sure whether he noticed or not. But to you, it felt kind of obvious, but you're like, maybe it's just because I know I'm trying to avoid talking about stuff.
Yeah.
But Galsaria didn't. It seemed like he was pretty good at picking up your cues and not prying. Make another insight check.
Okay. Man, this is a lot more involved than I was planning it to be.
No, this is a good opportunity to give
I have no idea. I got 5.
5.
Yeah.
Then I will say, as far as Urban's concerned,
I'm going.
I know, baby. It's almost lunchtime.
I want some wine.
Some
Okay.
wine? Oh, okay.
As far as Irvin's concerned, you get kind of a weird vibe from him, and you're not entirely sure.
Is that different than any other vibes we got from him?
Yes, yes, yes,
That's concerning.
yes, because
Uh-huh.
before he kind of is putting himself out there as like maybe a little bit of a flirt, maybe a little bit of a scoundrel, but he's strangely quiet,
Okay.
sitting at this table with you, listening to what you're saying, but trying to act like he's not listening.
Okay, sure.
But you can tell he's paying very close attention. That's all you get.
Alright.
And you're not sure what that means. So, we just spent the night in the Unbroken Tusk Inn. You all took a long rest. And we start the next morning with music. Yes, music. And if you guys want to have some party discussion, now is your chance.
We'll never have another one like this.
Never.
Yep.
Uh,
They're all eating breakfast.
mm-hmm. And Zoph will put the Jewel of 3 Prayers on the table.
Did you figure out what this thing is?
I don't know where it came from or what it was doing there. I think starting with a talk with the Elder about that is a good idea, but I at least know what this thing does.
Okay.
And like I said, I think it's in kind of like a slumbering state. It can be more powerful than it is now. But as it is now, it does 3 big things. It'll make you a little bit tougher to strike. AC bonus, +1.
Ooh.
It can shed bright light in a small area, or it has a reservoir of magic that you can spend a chunk of to cast the invisibility spell, which is pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
So if we're gonna keep this, I think we should at least talk about who it serves best.
Well, the invisibility and the toughness thing, harder to hit thing, makes me think maybe Bonk should have it. I mean,
I'd
you're
be
a
okay with
person who could really benefit from being invisible in the battlefield.
Angelique can already turn invisible.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you concentrate on a
Voxel-
spell while you're raging? I feel like there's something about
You
that.
cannot. Do you need to concentrate on it?
Invisibility is a concentration spell.
It's
I think greater
a spell.
invisibility is. But invisibility, I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, I think it's the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
you might be right.
While we're talking and Easter mentions her suggestion, Bonks will just grab the jewel and kind of like look at it. Not trying to like read into it, just kind of like look at it a little more closely because he might be wielding it. Is it like big and heavy, or is it like a little tiny thing?
It's a glittering golden disc attached to a fine golden chain, so it's probably about the size of like a silver dollar, maybe.
Oh, so it's like a little. Okay.
Yeah, it's not huge.
And you said it's a pendant, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a golden disc attached to a chain that you could wear around your neck.
Well, having breakfast, Angelica would like to drink her potion of vitality that I didn't realize I had and get rid of my final level of exhaustion.
Is that what that does? Yeah.
Can't cast or concentrate.
Mm.
So, I mean,
That
still
doesn't
not,
mean
still
you
not
can't-
completely useless.
Yeah, and you can still benefit from invisibility outside of combat.
Yeah, and I get my bugbear feat sneak attack as well. So that might come into play too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. Potion of Vitality. Removes any exhaustion you're feeling. It cures any disease or poison. So yeah, so if you drink that, you're back to
Oh,
back to health.
much better, guys.
Good call.
Yesterday was really
I love it. It's like the ultimate hangover cure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do
What are you
this.
mixing a raw egg into your
Seems like you got it more.
But now,
Mm-hmm.
and open with it maybe.
Sneak in.
Give him
Yeah.
a big bonk.
My AC is so bad that like 1 point won't really change a lot for me. And also I'm concentrating on other stuff constantly, so
That's true. Yeah.
And my AC is already pretty good. If I cast shield, I can get up to a 20 already.
So
So
that's really good. Yeah.
yeah, I'd say one of you two should take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. And then if we ever want to, we can change this ownership thing, right? Like
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
okay.
it's just a regular attunement. But
Okay. Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
I
and
think
we'll-
first we should talk to the elder.
Okay.
Make sure we're not stealing some heirloom and going to be cursed.
Isn't he supposed to meet us here?
I think he's going to come get us.
Okay.
But the other thing I think we should talk about is... maybe there's no use talking about it until we hear from the elder. I don't know.
Well,
I don't intrinsically trust what we saw.
Okay.
Angelica's about to take a bite from her muffin and say, "Oh, were we supposed to wait for him for breakfast? Didn't he say something about breakfast?"
I don't think he
it's fine.
said anything about that.
If you're hungry, eat.
Although on that note, I spent a little time with Gelsariad and Irvin, and they didn't seem to think there was a library of sorts in this town. So
Yeah, it
we
seems
can
like
still
a-
look.
Pretty backwater village. There was.
Maybe since Io, if we see her around here, since she's from here, maybe she'll have an idea if we can find some sort of, something like that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we can look around, and
Well, I'm hoping that the elder will have some information.
or maybe he'll have some type of archive or something that is
Mm-hmm.
has information.
I don't know. I'm just wary of this Elixian person.
Yeah, that was a very strange vision.
I mean, anyone can present themselves in a position, like that, and pretend to be a good person in need of rescue and actually be the opposite.
Yeah, it's possible that he's trapped somewhere for a good reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. But at the same time, if it is someone who's trapped and
You want me to
Yeah,
That's where my heart
Or-
leaps to first.
and
I'm glad we have voices of reason.
Do you want me to try and look in on him? Seen him? I know his name.
maybe wait for us to talk to the elder.
Okay.
But I mean, for my own reasons, I'm also extremely distrustful of those types of entities. So I'm ready to not take on a responsibility if it's something like that.
even amongst deities, you have the good and the bad, so it's worth being cautious. I guess we'll see what the elder has to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be a really smart idea, looking in on him.
Yeah.
I can take a hint. I was
Yeah.
just waiting for it to not be such a
Yeah.
awkward, obvious transition. But if you're gonna elicit the elder's name 3 times, like Beetlejuice, he appears in the tavern.
Goblin Grandpa, Goblin Grandpa, Goblin Grandpa.
No, this is Ushru is the orc one.
I was hoping the
Orcish.
Goblin would come too.
No. No, it's just Ushru who arrives. And as you're kind of having a quiet breakfast, he comes and says, I see you've already started eating. Great. Wonderful.
Angelica shoves over a muffin towards him and says, "Here, have a drink. Have a seat."
Thank you, that's very kind. And he sits himself and he's looking around at you. So, how did you get on last night?
I had a great time.
Yeah, just fine. I copied a spell into my book.
Great.
Just dinner and some chatting.
Wonderful.
Oh, the air here
You look
felt
much,
so much
much
better.
refreshed, all of you. Yes, it was quite the event yesterday.
Hmm.
He kind of darkens slightly. He looks a little distracted for a second, but he accepts the muffin and like takes a bite. He says, "I must confess. I know you said there was something you wanted to discuss with me, and well, a vision came to me last night. A golden amulet rose to the surface of a pool of blood. Countless hands lunged upward out of the blood to grasp it. In turn, all the hands fell back into the pool until only one remained. The one whose hand claimed the amulet was a handsome man with curly hair and a somber expression. He turned to me and said, 'They must find me, the ones from the grotto.' Tell me, what is it that you wanted to share with me? Does it have something to do with this? Would it help me understand this vision?"
Yeah, so Bonks will just, he's like already has it in his hand, he'll just like place the pendant down on the table. Did it look like this?
"May I?"
Oh, yeah.
Takes it and he looks at it. "This is quite the treasure. Where did you find this?"
It's not too far away from the Emerald Eye.
"Really?"
Crack in the wall. We squeezed through and found something else.
"This is exactly what I said."
So you have no knowledge of this, or why it was there?
"I do not."
Swear.
Is there anywhere we can look things up, like a library or a temple or
For the
something?
history of that area, that might have some references.
This is a very small town. We don't have anything in the way of written records here, but what information are you looking for? What kind of...
Anyone who would have knowledge of lore? Scholars?
I mean, I do not inherit the title of elder for nothing. He kind of smiles.
We think the man's name, maybe the one you could talk to, possibly, would be Elixian. Does that ring any bells with you?
No, I can't say I've ever heard that name before.
I don't remember the names, but I would ask him, are there any followers of, and then
The Change Bringer and the
Moon Weaver?
Moonweaver, yeah.
Any large followings or, you know?
These are the names, I believe, of the prime deities.
Yes.
They are worshipped throughout Exandria.
Right.
There are some shrines here, but if you make your way to any of the major cities, I'm sure you could find more information.
Yeah, okay.
Tell me, what is it that you... Do you have any other information about this amulet? Anything at all?
We really are trying to find something. I mean, we don't know who this guy is, how he got trapped. We don't really want to do a lot until we learn more.
Did he speak to you?
He asked for our help.
Anything else at all? Something about the Changebringer, did you say?
Yeah.
And a Temple of Evil.
Temple of Evil. Well, that's interesting.
Are either the Changebringer or the Moonweaver or either of them evil?
No.
Oh.
But, tell me, do you know the city of Bazzoxan?
I know of it.
Is it... Do I know it? I have no idea.
I mean, you could roll a history check if you want to.
Sure.
You guys wouldn't know.
I know
but,
Eastern.
Eastern Angelica wouldn't.
15.
15. You've maybe heard the name in your travels.
Okay.
You know it's one of the Korean Dynasty cities in the eastern side of Jorhas.
Oh, okay.
He says, Bazzoxan is a grim town under the control of the Aurora Wash. It's not a pleasant place to visit, but if what you tell me is true, This amulet, what you found, is a vestige of divergence.
No.
Oh, shoot. Oh,
Which is to say, it's an enchanted relic from the time of the calamity, known as the Jewel of Three Prayers. Known as the Jewel of Three Prayers. People do not stumble upon vestiges without a reason.
I look at Easter like,
This is all completely. It's just like shrugging her arms off.
There's no place.
And Easter looks at Zoph.
Well, I mean, how common knowledge is the existence of vestiges?
You could roll a history check
All
if
right,
you want.
I might as well.
I will too.
Yeah.
History.
Bonks, you would have no idea.
Okay, I won't roll.
Poor bonks.
Sorry, but with your
sorry.
background.
Oh, that's a good roll, actually. Wait,
That's true. I'm like in a backwater
Plus
closed
five.
off.
Yeah, you would
Village.
have no
23.
23,
Oh,
that's
there you
pretty
go.
good.
Zoe's rolling really well on
I
knowledge
think you
checks
need
today.
these more than I do.
Alright, let me... Oh,
There it is.
Double
Yeah.
spectacles.
let me see what I can dig up for you. So, yeah, you know that during the calamity, which was the great war between the prime deities and the betrayer gods that sundered the land, especially the land of Xhorhas, was very, the scars still remain today. There were heroes of divinity who would rise up to fight in the name of their patrons. And the gods gifted these heroes with incredibly magical artifacts, and these became known as the vestiges of divergence. And there are a handful of them, blessed by different gods, different deities, but they're extremely rare, and they can be extremely dangerous. Or extremely helpful, depending on who wields them. Most of the vestiges were buried with their wielders, but some of them have been passed down as heirlooms, etc., etc. Okay.
I will spit out that information.
Yeah. And the elder nods along with you. Yeah. The elder nods along with you, and he says, I'm not sure how to help you other than to send you to Bazzoxan. If this is a vestige of divergence, if you need to seek information about the calamity or about these prime deities, there's nowhere in Xhorhas where the memory There's nowhere in Xhorhas where the memory of the calamity lingers more strongly than in Bazzoxan.
Okay, Bazzoxan.
How far is it to Bazzoxan?
That's a great question. I have never made the journey myself, but I've never made the journey myself, but you may be able to get more precise directions from the task here. Loath as I am to send you to him for help. Kind of gives kind of a mischievous grin.
Well, that on its own is very helpful, so thank you.
Gives you back the
I'll
amulet.
take it. Then I guess I'll put it on.
well, the vision we saw gave us the impression we were underwater, and the vestiges go with their wielder. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Where we found it.
What
I guess, yeah, in an underwater cave.
Yeah.
There could be something there.
I advise caution, and I wish you luck. This course of action that you will take may very well change the rest of your lives. And with that, he stands up and he says, "Thank you for allowing me to join you. And please, do let me know if there's anything else I can do."
We will. Thank you.
He bows and heads off.
We're gonna have to travel for like days or weeks to even start to get answers about this guy.
Yeah. Bazzoxan's like south and then east along the mountain range. So it is a ways. But, it isn't far from there to Rossona, where I kind of wanted to go anyways. So, it's not a totally wasted trip if that's what we want to do.
Which is closer? Could we swim by Rossona on the way?
It's farther south, so,
Okay.
you know, back to Bazzoxan's kind of on the way to Rossona.
Alright.
Well, sort of loath to leave this place. I love it here. And
Why? It's just a stinky, tiny town.
it's fun people who are amazingly awesome. And
You're pretty good too.
turtles
The awesome people are going to be traveling with you, though.
who like to party.
I like to party.
See?
I mean, in this town.
Wow.
But it just seems like such a downer to have to go to a place such as you described, Nick.
Yeah.
That's true.
After being here and having so much fun.
Doesn't sound like
We
a
can
lot
always
of
come back.
partying happening in Bazzoxan.
Nope.
We could bring the party to
I was
Bazzoxan.
going to say that, too.
That's an idea I like.
I mean, the Easter is the party.
Mhm.
Let's be honest.
So should we talk to this task hand? Was that the title for the,
Yes.
the captain of the Aurora Watch?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And that's the same person that tasked us
Yeah.
to
Yes.
We
watch
probably
the
needed to
festival.
report back anyway.
Yeah.
Darth Miro.
Which you know, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, I
We
don't
don't know them.
I was gonna say, do we know that you know? Yeah,
We don't
okay.
know them.
I remember we know that you stayed behind to talk to them about
Yeah.
something. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it then. I guess I also wanted to attune to this item at some point. I'm
It
trying
would
to
take
an hour.
a short or long rest, I think, right? To
Short rest, yeah.
We're not on a particular schedule. We could
Yeah.
take an hour here.
Maybe finish eating and
Yeah.
you know, morning activities and then
Yeah, that's
okay, I'll go ahead and add them.
I guess I'll add it. Let me add it.
Oh, you have to add it to me. Okay, that's fine.
But just don't
I'm not gonna look at it.
don't read the description.
I'm not gonna read this.
I will remove it from my sheet.
Okay. I was still on your sheet, so I'm gonna do that. Alright. Okay, then yeah, you can take a short rest. You can attune to the thing. I will add it to your inventory. And then what's next?
Actually, I think I would want to ask Zoph. So,
Alright, it should be on there now.
I'm not totally up on all the history of all this.
Sure.
But I remember you saying your brother was wielding something to do with one of those betrayer gods. Is
Yeah. It's
what Bonks has like its opposite type of
exactly.
thing? Okay.
Yeah. The arms of the betrayers and the vestiges of divergence. The prime deities, their champions had vestiges of divergence, and then the betrayer gods, their champions had the arms of the betrayers.
So it's good that we've got this on the side.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
case you ever see Rhea again.
It gives us maybe an even match.
Alright. Good to know.
But like I said, this one is, it's like it's slumbering.
Yeah, Rhea's did very much not seem to be slumbering.
So we might need to do something or find something or meet someone who can do something to it in order to activate this thing further. But even on its own, it's pretty powerful. As it is
Wow.
now.
We've just got a lot of gold, and that'll help us with a lot of poems.
Sure.
And help
As we go to find the task hand,
Mm-hmm.
is there anywhere that I can pop in and buy 25 gold pieces worth of gold dust?
In Chico.
Just like a spell component.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, an investigation check. I'm getting smug about it, that's a problem. 21.
Bless you. Bless
Oh,
you.
like a big hammer.
You know, it takes the better part of an hour, and you have to go to 3 or 4 places, but yes, you're able to find it.
I will spend that money and get that component thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Alright, let's go see the task hand.
Yeah. All right. You make your way back to
Making our
the
way.
Helter Skelter. Just find the song I was gonna play. Here it is. And yeah, you meet with the Aurora Watch soldiers outside, and they recognize you, and they bring you back into the task hand's office. And when you arrive, he looks up from his desk, and he kind of gets an amused smile on his face as he sees you. And he says, "Leave it to a group of ragtag adventurers to enter a competition for the purposes of keeping an eye on it and end up winning the damn thing.
We're very good.
It's the best way to keep an eye on it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What can I do for you?"
We need to go to, like, your home base.
To Rosanna?
No, Bazazan.
Oh,
And the Elder said that maybe we should talk to you before we go that direction.
what business do you have in Basilsan?
Research into events surrounding the calamity.
I'm not sure how much research. If you're looking for book research, it may not be the place to go, but there
Or
are.
people to talk to.
Yes. What do you know of Basilsan?
It's in this continent.
Not much more than that. I've never been.
Well, its claim to fame is that it was once a dark temple that was instrumental in the machinations of the betrayer gods before the calamity. We of the Kryn dynasty hope to renovate it, as we have most of the land. But a few years back, something happened, and there was a breach. And now the city is overrun with demonic forces. The Aurora Watch is in control of the city. It's under martial law now, and they fight every day to keep the incursion at bay.
I can see why it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Rosanna is a better destination then.
To be sure, if it is information about the calamity or about the betrayer gods that you're seeking, this may be a good destination for you. But be warned, it is not a nice place.
Is there someone we can mention to him that you sent us to talk to?
The city is under the governance of Tascan Varen Thalis. If you speak with him and let him know that I sent you, then that should be good enough. He'll be pleased to see you, but I'm sure he will be very desperate for extra hands.
And is he the person who would have this knowledge we seek, or
He would be
know
able
of
to get
someone?
it to you, yes.
How far is it from here?
Well, depending on the pace of travel, anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks. It's a simple journey. There's
Roads and such.
roads you can follow. The Emerald Loop leads south of here, and then you turn east onto the hollowed path about halfway.
We don't need to take a bay crossing this time.
I certainly hope we do not need to take the crossing this
That
time.
really shouldn't be necessary.
We were kind of in a hurry to get to Zoth. I'm not so much in a hurry to get to Demon Town.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time we get there, they'll have the situation under control. It could
Perhaps.
happen.
Well,
Could be worse.
the soldiers do a wonderful job at keeping the demons at bay so that people can live and try to make a life in the city, but the last I heard they were stretched pretty thin. They're always welcoming new hands to come and assist. So if you head that way and you need information, maybe offering your services is a very quick way to get it.
Alright, should we head out? I feel like dragging our heels is not going to get us there any
Yeah.
quicker.
I kind of wish his name was Baron Baymore.
All right. Well, thank you for your answers. It's very helpful.
Of course. I take it that I did not hear of any extreme violent breakouts at the festival yesterday.
Everything was really peaceful.
Thank you again for your
It was
assistance.
Except
honestly,
for all the things that attacked us.
but that was
Sharks, octopus, giant fish. I'm just saying. We're talking about violence.
That's true. That's true. But amongst the people, there was much.
I'm glad to hear it.
Can I play with the dice thing?
Well then,
Can I do this thing?
I wish you luck on your journey. I do have a map if you need one.
Yeah, that'd be really helpful.
Mhm.
So he shuffles through some of his papers and he pulls out a map and he shows you like the path to take and where to go. And he says it's not a pleasant journey, especially when you get to the barbed fields. They're pretty,
Two.
but the roads are well traveled, and
What
if you
happens when?
find other people to travel with, traveling in the caravan is usually safer.
That's a good question. I mean, maybe we can check in with Ao and friends and see where they're heading next.
Yeah.
Sure would be convenient if they were headed that way too.
Very well.
Ah, I read on Sarah.
Thank you, then, for your service, and good luck. And
Try again. There we
You have my-
go.
assistance, should you need it.
It'll be there.
Thank you. And
One,
again, sorry about the temple, but thank you for giving this opportunity to
9.
help pay it back in our little way.
We can leave, right? We're good to leave?
Yes, sure.
Look, what happens when
Now leave before I change my mind.
all the lines in.
Hopefully gives me a little bit of a smile.
Yeah. All right, so you want to go track down Io and the rest of the group before you leave? Is that okay? So, yeah, I think you can probably find them back at the inn, having lunch. They're all together. Yeah. How would you like to approach them?
You guys come up with a name for your group yet? Or are we just gonna call you Io's people?
I think everyone hops a little bit at that. Hi, guys. We were wondering where you went. Now, we don't have a name yet. We're still thinking about it.
We have a cool one.
Yeah,
We do.
You said yesterday, right?
Yeah, we're Easter's Quatrefoils.
It's just the Quatrefoils, actually. But Easter is kind of our leader, so.
For better, for worse.
For better, mostly.
Let's see. We saw you talking to the elder earlier.
Yeah, we were trying to get some more information about that weird medallion we found.
Right.
There wasn't much to be had. But it sounds like we're going to be traveling to Bazozan to try and find out a little bit more. We were just kind of curious which direction you're heading.
Well, we were just talking about that ourselves.
I'm guessing you aren't electing to go to the demon-haunted city on the edge of nowhere.
Honestly, we hadn't even considered it. We were just, we came together for the festival. But if I'm being honest, whatever happened to you guys sounds pretty big. And we were talking about maybe offering our services to you. I'd love an excuse to get out of the city, and if you're going on a grand adventure, I'd really like to be part of it.
Well, to be clear, what we're going on is a research trip to one of the worst sounding cities I've ever heard of.
It sounds exciting.
It probably, well, it might be. I don't know. The trip could be uneventful. We could get there and the city could be totally under control and we could just breeze right in and find out exactly what we want. That's also a possibility.
Angelica has a hopeful expression on her face. Like, this is too good to be true.
But I do think that we've been told it's kind of a difficult journey, and
so the more the merrier, right?
Yeah,
we're thinking
right?
that.
Yeah.
Would
you have us?
We've seen what the group of you can do. You're clearly capable, so...
We would be honored to join you. Really.
And I did promise Galsariad that we'd swap pages in our books, so...
Galsariad just kind of perks up a little bit at that. Io looks around at the rest of her group, like, eagerly. They've got mixed reactions.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
On, I don't know why his name is like a big black hole in my
Irvin.
brain. Irvin. I can never remember his name.
Him.
Specifically on Irvin. Oh, I'm actually good at insight. Since when? 20.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so you're just inciting Urban, or all of them?
Just, I mean, kind of the whole crew.
Kind
A
of the whole
shallow
crew.
insight for the whole crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Io is very much being honest with you, and you see this kind of look in her eye of excitement. Like, this seems like, I mean, she said as much, it sounds exciting. And she wants to be part of whatever adventure it is that is starting. Dermot is kind of sitting back, looking a little nervous. Galsariad is also just, he perked up. It's like paying attention. He seems like he's in.
Okay.
Maggie is calm. Just doesn't look... She doesn't look concerned by the path of the conversation. It looks like she's steadfast and pretty much already made up her mind that this is how it was going to go, and she's okay with it. Irvin is lounging back in his chair, watching the conversation happen with, very practiced indifference, but, very cool, unbothered air. Like, okay, I guess this is where we're going next. It seems clear that at least the group had been discussing this possibility beforehand, so none of them are surprised by the turn of the conversation. Dermot's the only one that seems a little nervous about it, but again, not unwilling.
Just nervous. Okay.
When are we leaving?
We're good to go whenever, but I mean, we don't want to rush you if you need to make preparations.
No, I think just an hour or two to get our affairs in order here would be enough.
You folks got a wagon or anything?
No.
Yeah, us either.
Guess we're walking.
Fair.
It's alright. Can be a merry little troop.
People can take turns riding on my floating disc if they want.
Galisariad laughs. Not sure how much time that would save us. But it's a kind offer.
Or people can ride on me for that matter.
That's true.
And turn into a horse.
Easter doesn't say anything, but she's giving Maggie a look and thinking real hard.
A natural 20 on my insight for Maggie.
Okay. Yeah, Easter's wondering if she can ride on Maggie.
Maggie kind of furrows her brow at you and shakes her head.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, alright, well, maybe just an hour. We'll get some supplies and gotta say goodbye to my mom and pop. And then, yeah, meet at the gates.
Sure.
Is that alright?
We're going south from the Emerald Loop, so...
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Alright. Come on, people! She stands up and just goes, and the rest of the group is like, okay. Trudging after her.
I was looking at this map,
Yeah.
and I can't figure out why it's called the Emerald Loop. It's like a straight line.
It could be... Could be a three-dimensional loop. The other part of it could go underground, back up to Chigo.
It'd be really cool if that was the case. And now I kind of hope it is.
My path through this, what were you calling it? Underdark?
Yes.
Maybe it's magical and you don't ever...
Or there's like this circle of trees here in the middle. Maybe that's the Emerald Loop.
I like Angelica's idea best.
I think these are all good options.
Alright. So, yes.
Before we group up with them again, if we have a private moment for our party, Bumps would say, I think it's understandable. We need to agree. We don't want to talk about this thing that we found to anybody, right? Like,
Not to
not
them or
until
like anybody.
Well, they know about it already.
Yeah.
well, but they don't know what we know about it,
Right. The whole
and they shouldn't know about
the
it.
whole vestiges thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. And
Okay.
that's why I didn't say anything.
And
Yeah.
you're talking about in our
Even
information
our
hunt
friends,
and
even our new friends. I don't think
Until we have to.
if we must.
Yeah.
And probably after we get to Bazzoxan.
I mean, we're going to have at least a week and a half of travel with them to kind of get a better sense of them,
That's true.
and I think that will help.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust that Urban guy as far as I can tell.
No, but maybe we can tell the rest of the crew and just leave Urban out of it.
I
I don't see that. Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
I just
I
don't
don't
see
think
a
he's
point in telling any of
as
them.
much as all that. I think he's a big pretender, but
Maybe.
You can be the
Anyways.
one to crack his shell, then. No, we'll leave that to you.
Yeah, get some of that specialty out.
that's a possibility now. I like that idea. Give me an open
That she
fire.
would. But yeah,
Like I
anyways.
said, we're bringing the party with us. So,
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I got that special stuff from the Feywild.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
I don't remember, actually.
Oh yeah.
That memory was taken from me.
That's true.
No, I don't, Angelica. What are you talking about?
She rubs her hands together. It's gonna be fun.
You know, it's funny
I
that
think you should have the first sip.
I'm playing another character that has a big secret all of a sudden.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Anyways, that's all I have.
Alright. So if there's any other provisions you guys want to make in the next hour, we don't have to play it out. Just let me know.
Let me see.
And then we can jump into travel.
Let's see. The only other thing I can think of is buying more paper and ink for spellbook stuff, but
You can cast Goodberry, right?
I think I'm good with
That's what I
have.
was going to ask, if I could have
Yeah,
casted
you could do Goodberry every day.
So no real reason to buy rations.
You can do what, 10 of
Oh,
them?
we don't need rations?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking
So when
at.
there's 9 of you,
Because we
Yeah.
consumed all of our
Yeah,
rations.
does Riot need to eat?
Right's the spirit in the
Yeah,
form
so
of a
probably
thing.
not. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you can
Okay,
sustain
I'll provide
everybody.
How much do rations cost?
What does it say?
5 silver or something like that.
I think probably should buy some, right?
Wouldn't hurt to carry
just
a
in
few.
case.
Because we lost them all in that, whatever it's called, jellied foil.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. You get to have a...
It's okay, you made up for it with meat pies.
Oh yeah, I got a month's supply
You're
of
not
meat
gonna have to
pies
eat
in my
for a
stomach.
month.
5 silver pieces for 1 day of rations.
Bad investment to buy some. You guys are okay spending the money?
You can spend your money.
I'm good trusting in Angelica.
Okay,
If we
fine.
need to forage, we can forage.
Alright,
That's my take on it.
sure, that's fine then.
I bet Easter would be great at finding food in the wilderness.
You would be surprised at. I have a lot of practice at that kind of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I said you'd be great at it.
Okay, otherwise,
What I'm saying is that
I have any.
you think it'd be great, but in fact I'm magnificent.
Okay. All right. See? Confidence.
If there's nothing else that Easter has,
Is your middle name Maggie too?
It is not.
Magnificent Maggie.
We should call
My middle
Maggie
name
the
is-
Magnificent.
Breeze.
I don't think we knew that. I didn't.
an Easterly breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
All right. So you get your supplies or not. If you want paper, you can find paper. Although,
I would need to borrow more money.
Oh, you can have more money. How much do you need?
9 gold.
I'm
and
not
I'll
gonna-
have enough
For
Okay.
cripple
what?
you at the.
to buy some more paper.
For your spellbook thing?
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I mean, take as much as you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know
for
how
the good of the group.
How much gold do you think we have? I just out of curiosity.
Oh, like 75?
how
As a
about
party?
700?
Well, you just got 100 from them.
Wait! Don't say anything. How much gold do you think we have as a
700.
party?
700.
700.
I really didn't think we had that much.
I'm trying to think if we have jewels to go with it too. I feel like. Yeah, I would agree around 700.
We have over 2,400 gold.
What?
You got a lot in Uthodurn.
We did.
Okay, hold up. Instead of 9 gold, can I have 59
yes.
gold?
Yes.
Okay,
How much did you say?
59.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running a campaign where I give you guys actual spending money. I
then
don't know.
nothing
I
to
know
spend it
you
on.
DMs like don't understand that concept.
You
I feel like I've given you quite a bit of gold.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of money.
You get recently you
hoard.
did.
We
I
have a-
feel like
Basement full of money.
I feel like
So
the
much
first
money.
campaign that was always the problem.
It was.
Yeah.
I have since understood balance.
Yes.
God knows every game I run.
Yes. I was mostly poking at you.
Trying to find them.
Anyway, you get your supplies, spend your hard-earned gold, meet up with the other party, and hit the road.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need one of you to roll a d8.
Okay.
Is it for the octopus?
Yes.
2.
All right. Can you roll a d6 for me?
3.
Okay. Let me just see if I have the thingamabobber.
2.
Okay, and then this one. Okay, sorry, give me just a second.
Awful.
I love
Whenever
that.
happens.
I love the whole soundtrack to that game.
I do too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea we had so much money.
Yeah, we have a lot of money.
With this much paper, I can put 4 levels worth of spells into my book.
That's
That's why I
right.
was laughing when you were like, "Can I have 25 gold?"
It's like
Yeah, I don't know.
hole in the pocket there with that much money going out.
Okay.
It's sustainable.
In my pocket. Oh, I've got 32 in my pockets. That's not chump change.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I don't know how much I have. I don't care.
I had 40 some. And then I had 100. And now I have 5 silver and 8 copper.
Okay, so
Wait, did you take all that out of your personal money?
I took 41 out of my personal money and then 59 from you to buy 100
Oh,
gold
okay.
pieces worth of pen and inks and
Okay,
papers. And
Gotcha.
Why?
Okay, sorry.
the
No,
wizard's
it's
life-
cool.
The wizard life
Heavy.
is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
all right, so you head out
Mhm.
early afternoon down the Emerald Loop. It's a beautiful day, and for the most part, it's peaceful travels. You're able to kind of have some chit chat with the other group, break the ice a little bit. A couple hours after you start down the road, you hear some shouts coming from ahead, where you let's see, music, here we go, where you start to see a handful of armored figures fighting something very large.
It's the octopus.
Why is the music not working? Did I not click it?
Can we make out what the very large thing is?
What?
Yeah. No, I also,
Can we make out with the really
Yeah.
large thing?
Yeah.
I missed something, but that's okay.
how tall is it?
yeah.
Oh no, you didn't have to reload it.
Okay.
I just misclicked
Oh, okay.
and click play, but now I'm gonna have to restart it.
That's sorry.
That's okay.
Make.
You can make out with the very large thing.
Oh, you know.
It is very ugly.
Tell me more.
Very large, very ugly thing.
So no making out with it.
It's large in size,
Don't yum.
and it looks kind of like some kind of demonic toad-like thing with very long, sharp claws and spikes on its shoulders, and it's screaming and roaring. And there are 3 soldiers fighting it, 2 others that seem injured, and one of them that seems not moving on the ground.
Are these soldiers, are they in uniforms I recognize? Are these Aurora Watch?
They look like Aurora Watch soldiers, yes.
Okay.
And we're only a few hours down the road at this point?
Yeah.
You said? Wow.
It's like early evening by the time you come upon this.
This is your house.
Welcome. Welcome to our little country. Whatever.
This is what we missed coming into the Feywild.
Well, should we go help them or what?
Yes. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah, 2 of them are injured. So Io's group actually say, you guys help them, we're going to help the ones who fell. And they're going to peel off and try to stabilize the injured, or whatever they can do for the injured. So I'm going to have everybody roll initiative. And this is my way of not having to play with 500 NPCs.
Yes.
Okay, and then let me check what's the music that I was gonna do.
Oh, shoot.
You roll a 20?
Dead.
Oh, snap.
This one's very good. The green one's very good.
That's your initiative dice?
By which you mean bad.
The one that rolls really quickly?
And then I'm
Yes,
going
I
to
do.
bring you
Yes,
over
I
to
do.
the map. So go ahead when you have a chance, switch to the map, please.
Oh,
That is big.
those some ugly
It's
waves.
spiky.
What's
Okay.
this one?
Yeah. Oops. Did the music stop again? Did I not click it again?
We're on a different map, right? Does that have...
Oh,
shouldn't.
maybe.
It should persist.
It should
Across
persist,
maps.
but it's been being a dick lately. But I've also just clicked in it, not registered it, so. But I have had this open since, like, early this morning. Alright. Oh, and if you guys want to take a better look, do you have the map up on
Yeah.
this thing? You guys want to take a look at the ugly thing? There it is!
Oh,
Oh.
Yep.
very brutish.
Alright, what did we get? 25 to 20?
22. Does it notice us? The
Yes.
creature? It does. Okay, so we
We
can't
missed
surprise
it.
it. Can't surprise it.
You
It's
did
already-
not. You
it's
did
already
not
combat.
clarify that you were stealthing up. You just ran in to help. So
next time.
next
Next
time.
time. Alright.
20 to 15. I guess it doesn't really matter doing it like this. So 15 to 10.
Oh, no.
10 to 5.
9.
9.
7.
What's your modifier?
That is a good
plus
dice.
1.
Also.
Last place
You can go
with-
first.
Oh, okay, keep it real.
Well, it's D&D Beyond. We'll decide who goes first.
Okay.
Bonks, you are up.
Okay. Yeah, I will,
What are the things around it?
Those are the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I should show you that. Well,
I
I guess
thought
it's
there were only 2.
No, there were 3 active, 2 down, and 1 maybe dead or dying.
Oh. I see. Active. Okay. Alright.
Okay, well, I will, go ahead and take my glasses off and fly into a rage and rush in to help these soldiers. Alright,
Do you speak Russian?
you would be surprised. There. And, yeah. Let me see what weapon I want to use. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to... I was... refigure out how to navigate this thing. Yeah, I don't
alright.
have a... So that weapon I got, that spear that we don't have a,
We don't have a stat block for
can
you.
we... Are we still considering it a magic weapon? Or not? Would I know it's a magic weapon? If I don't know, then I'd use my normal weapon.
I'm going to say, because I have not written a stat block yet,
That's
you
fine.
have not had a chance to look at it.
No problem.
Let's say it slipped your mind because
Yep.
of all the other events, and I will make a stat block for it for next time.
No problem. I will use my longsword then, and I will make 2 attacks. Alright. There's my other dice. That is... You done, Sona?
What did she do?
26 to hit for
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one.
Oh, yeah.
And a 21 to hit for the second one.
Then leave alone.
21.
21 for the second one? Yes.
Uh-huh. 1d8.
And do this.
Okay. So 10 damage for the first one.
And what weapon are you using?
Longsword.
Just your normal mundane
I
longsword.
don't have a magic weapon. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Slashing damage?
Yep.
And you said 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Does it seem resistant to the damage?
Yes.
Okay. It is what it is. The next one
Yeah.
is 13 damage, and for the first attack, I will send the spirit of my ancestors out to start harassing this creature.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
I just gave him an arms up, but I think I normally did. I can't remember. What's half of 13?
6.
6.
6.
Thank you.
Do I still have movement, actually? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do. So I'm going to back out a little bit here.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's it for your turn.
That's it for my turn.
Okay. Now it's these soldiers that get to go next. We just are going to... They're just going to be swinging long swords at this guy. That's a natural 1. But they each get 2, so that's the second one. It's only a 10. Miss. That one is... That hits for 4 damage. That's another hit. And 2 more. No, miss. Natural 20.
Oh, snap.
Hit him, guard.
Double damage on that one.
Let's see.
So these
Oh,
guys are...
absolute guard. Guard critical.
That's their turn. And they basically see you guys coming in, and they say, "Hark! Thank you!" And
Yep.
that's it, basically. Much appreciated. Easter.
Okay. Easter focuses through her crystal and points and casts Summon Fae.
Of course, that's the one thing I didn't prepare on this page. Okay. Which one are you bringing in?
I'm bringing in Fuming. This Fae is named Easter's Shiv.
Easter shit.
And can you show me where you are going to... Well, I'm not on the map yet, so just a second, but yes, show me where, and I'll pop her there.
Pinging.
I think you have... Her name is Easter's Shiv.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think you have control over her. You should.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. And that's my action. I don't think I'm gonna move. It shares my initiative count, so it takes its turn immediately after mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to this is sort of stupid. Can I say I summoned it somewhere else and it uses its action to bonus action teleport to that space?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What does that get you?
Well, as its Fae step bonus action, each type of Fae has like an additional effect of the Fae step,
Mm-hmm.
and this one gets advantage on its attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. So it's like, it like is summoned into place and goes like, and then Fae steps somewhere else for it, and then like uses its distraction too.
I see.
Oh, that's really cool.
Let's see, short sword.
Is this technically a magical attack, or is it just a normal short sword?
You know, it does force damage, so it is magic damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on. No, it does piercing damage plus some force damage if it hits, so we'll see if it hits.
Okay,
first.
so the piercing damage will be halved.
Yeah,
Force
so
damage
I'll give you
will
this separately. This is a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The piercing is going to be... We'll call this piercing and call this force. The piercing is going to be 7, so half down to 3. And then the force is only 1. Okay. That's my whole turn.
Okay. So you're just gonna stay put where you're at?
Yep.
It's fine. Zoph.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's you.
Okay, Easter's Shiv went in the direction that I was going to go, but I think I can still do what I want to do from the other side. So I will go 5, 10, 15.
Isn't it nice not to be at half speed?
It is nice. I'll go down to there, and then from there, cast Dragon's Breath at 3rd level
Oh boy.
on myself,
Oh boy.
and make that sort of teal-colored pepper appear in the top of my Luxon staff briefly before it vanishes, and electricity courses down the staff and into Zoph. And Zoph will open their mouth and breathe in a cone.
In a cone?
Yeah,
Are
so
you gonna
it's-
get the soldier?
No, so the cones are weird, right? Because it's 1 space in front of me, then 2 spaces, then 3 spaces. So I should only hit the creature,
Well, it's one... Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
right? Because it hits the one in front of me, and then the
Hate
next
cones.
space down it does 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
okay.
weird.
I see what you mean. What you mean. Yeah.
So it needs to make, I think it's a dex save. Yep, dex.
Natural 20?
That's success.
23.
But I think it still takes half. Half as much on a success, yes. And because it's at 3rd level, it's 4d6.
And it's... What kind of breath did you do?
Lightning.
Okay.
So, it is 14 half to 7.
Have it again.
Knew it.
Oh.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah. So, you were pretty excited about this, but it looks like it doesn't quite affect it as
You
much
can
as
throw an
you...
eraser at her whenever you want.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Hey, at least he's not immune to lightning. I could have done that.
I said what I said.
I could have done that.
You know, you have a right.
I don't have an eraser though. That's the problem. That's the problem.
You could probably find one. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna back 15 feet back up.
Hey, yeah.
All right. All right. Angie, you're up.
Okay, Angie's going to get out her lovely bear, summon her bear.
Sorry.
Spirit.
Bear spirit, yes. Sorry. Before we start, did Shiv teleport away after her attack, or did she stay there?
No, she like I summoned her and she teleported to that spot. And
Okay.
she's
When you were
staying right
describing it earlier, it sounded like she teleports in and then out.
there. No.
But, okay.
It's like she
I just
teleports
wanted
somewhere, and then after that teleport gets the advantage.
Got it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so you summon your bear totem.
And I want to position it between our ally friends and the creature.
Let me find
How
the
many
bear.
creatures can get affected by it?
Anyone in the circle, anyone.
Everybody?
In the
There isn't a limit?
No limit as far as I can see in this short
Okay.
one.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like you're based off your modifier or something, but I don't remember. It's been a while since we used it.
Yeah, Roll20 is being a little bit broken.
A little finicky.
A little finicky. Yeah, I've got
Getting
it
a little
open
bit
too
roll
long.
20.
It's being a little bit Roll20. I just have to remember where I grabbed the spirit from before. Oh, maybe in this one.
So everyone gets 10 temp HP.
10. Wow. That's good.
Okay, I might have to reset.
That.
Refresh
You guys, yeah, 10.
Each creature of your choice in the aura. It is everyone you want.
That's awesome. That's so
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna have to reload the page. So the music might cut out in a second, but maybe it'll keep playing. Who knows?
And so you also have advantage on strength checks now. Also, if you're in the aura.
Awesome.
Excellent. Now we need to do the arm wrestling again.
The arm wrestling.
You should summon the bear totem. That would
Right.
be the way to go.
Right? We
Alright,
didn't need
let's
to,
see
though.
if I can get it.
All we need to do is cheat in a different way.
And beg for a rematch.
Oh my god, I can't believe I rolled so poorly.
Oh, come on. Okay. Well, we'll just say for now, while I'm waiting for Roll20 to not be a dick. You summon your bear spirit where?
I want it to be, cat a quarter to that, down to the right. Like, right in there. And it's 30 feet.
Just, like, right in here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there? Oh, yeah, let's just go there.
Well, I can move it anywhere.
I was thinking to the right one more.
There.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. Yeah.
Okay. And it's 30 feet from there. So, I don't know if I can give an aura to a
Should be able to.
shape. I don't think I can. But you can use your arrows for now until Roll20 stops being a dick.
So it should get pretty much everybody, I think.
Yeah.
It misses. Oh, no, it does get AO too. Yep, it's everybody.
Okay, so that gives temp HP to people, and then
And advantage on strength checks.
on strength checks. Okay, and that's an action or a bonus action?
Bonus action.
Okay, so you still have an action
For
and
my-
your movement.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I want to first ask, does the creature have any metal on it?
No.
Okay.
Soldiers do.
Okay. So then... Well, let's try, I'm gonna do a poison spray. Got it, so... let's
So,
see, I have
that's
to
a-
get,
Cone 2, isn't it?
I'm
I'm not sure if poison's
extend my hand, so I've got to get within 10 feet, so I've got to move a little closer. Puff of noxious gas from my palm.
You can move any of these spaces here. You'd be 10 feet away, even up here.
Yeah, I think by the rocks. By box.
Next to box.
Yeah. And it's a con saving throw, DC 15.
Okay. And it is... Oh, it's just a one target
Mm-hmm.
thing. Okay. Con saving throw, DC 15. Yeah, that's a 17. So he passes.
Oh, it doesn't say anything about
Yeah,
how
it's
to
a
damage.
cantrip, then yeah,
So,
no
Okay.
damage.
Alright, so then, I'm gonna cast Hidden Step. And nope, I can't. I already did my bonus action.
You can
Okay.
use self-movement if you
Yeah,
want to back up.
but I'll,
Get behind me.
Yeah, you could.
yeah, get behind him. One square back behind him. Yep,
Okay.
that's it. Rats.
Okay.
Just so you know, I realized I forgot to roll for Riot. I rolled very low. Riot has an initiative of 4.
Cool. Well, then Riot goes last.
Yeah.
Just remember that she's after the... Actually, I might be able to add her in. Yeah. Okay. Alright. It is the monster's turn next. Let's see what we do.
And the soldiers can't kill in one go.
I think... Let's see. He's gonna... 1 bite and 2 claws.
That's funny. That's funny.
Sure is. Yeah, I think he's going to just maybe do one to the... Yeah, I think he's gonna get Easter's Shiv with a bite.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
I'm talking to you.
I hear you. I rolled the same thing twice. That's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
So she'll take 15 piercing damage.
Half down to 7.
Okay.
Okay.
And then he's going to use claws against Soldier B, which is 19 to hit, which hits. So that's 11 damage.
Half down to 5.
Okay. Let's see, I think I can show you guys the HP bars of these things so that you can,
Make informed decisions.
yeah, see how these guys are doing.
Oh, that's helpful. Also, Easter's ship had temp HP, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Good call.
And the guards
And the
did
soldiers too, yeah.
Oh, the soldiers did too. How much temp HP was it?
10.
Then
Okay.
too. Didn't even break through the shield.
Folk math in the better.
Yeah.
10.
The newest buddy
Terrified.
in theaters now.
I'm just gonna put the temp HP.
If you're just near you. Computers near battle zone.
Okay. Mark that here. Okay. That's his turn. I think he's actually going to move this way once.
Okay.
So he's moving out of Easter ship's threat range.
I'll go ahead and make a attack of opportunity. Completely out of the thing. Okay. Does a 19 hit?
I
I
believe.
hope so.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So I'll give you again separately. Another 7 slashing down to 3 and 2 force damage.
Sorry, hold on. 3 plus, so just 5 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm adding temp HP to my minions here. Okay. Then Riot's up.
Okay. So what should I do? You think something I need to check something and then I completely forgot what I was trying to check. Okay. Riot has 60 flight speed, so which of these soldiers that the other group is tending to, well, I guess she's just gonna go over here and give what's his name, Gunther?
Dermot?
Dermot. I don't know why I thought it was Gunther. Give Dermot the help action to
Okay.
treat this soldier. Oh no, one of the others died.
Oh, I just put an X through him because he's
Oh, okay.
unconscious.
It's like I thought he failed the death.
Well, they're actually all... I'm going to put X's through all of them because they're all basically out of combat.
But Riot's not going to be in combat either, right? She's trying to help.
That's
So,
fine. I also have... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So she's not going to be in combat. I can take her out of initiative,
Yeah.
basically. But she's, you know, she's there. Okay. We're back up to the top. Bonks, before you do anything, I need you to make a con save.
Sure.
Oh, is this thing real stinky?
You look at my...
Sometimes things have like stench auras.
They have stink lines coming out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good at these. Let's see how good I am. Oh, natural 20. Plus 6.
Okay.
26.
Yeah. You can take your turn.
What am I protecting against?
I don't know.
I have no idea why I just did a save.
You did it because the DM told you to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And now you
Sure.
take your turn because the DM told you to.
Whatever. Okay, great. Can I go now?
Yeah, he said you could take your turn.
Okay,
Wow.
thanks. I will do, I guess, 2 more attacks. Don't have advantage. Unless I do Reckless.
Oh, I'm right next to you. I'll give you guidance.
You'd have to do that.
Yes.
You'd have to do that on your turn.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I keep thinking it's like
A reaction.
A reaction? No, it's not.
Yeah, I'll do reckless attacks for these ones.
They're changing it in the new edition to be a reaction.
Oh,
But it's not
I
yet.
probably
Makes
missed
a lot more
anyways.
sense.
Yeah, it does.
Got a what is that 12.
That misses.
Yeah. And then you a little better. 15.
Misses.
Okay, well that's it. And then I guess I will move. Yeah, we'll back up a little bit more.
If you miss both times, is Tolknath out
It
of
doesn't
effect?
come out.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oof.
That's the way it is. That's it.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah, it sure does.
Alright, well, the soldiers are up and they're gonna start attacking. So we've got miss, hit.
Oh, first hit for Soldier A.
Oh wait, I had the wrong stat off
Spoke
that.
too soon.
I think it still hits though. Yeah, it still hits. So that's half of 7 is 3. No, 4.
Yep.
7 is 3.
But they're two-handed. It's 8, not 7.
Oh, okay.
4. I know. Yeah. My brain, it made sense. I did not vocalize my entire thought process.
You need to show your work, okay?
Yeah, I know. B is, hit. 4 damage. And miss. Hit. And hit. Wow, that did great.
Soldier C is the best. Soldier C
Okay.
got the crit last time.
Full the grid.
Yep. Zach made that joke too.
Mm-hmm.
I missed it. Sorry.
They
Zach.
don't call him Soldier
Nice
C
joke.
from
Nice joke.
We
nothing.
got there.
Okay.
Just took it an extra minute.
And next it is Easter.
Okay. 2 Eldritch Blasts at the big thing. Does I don't think an 11 hits.
Nope.
A dirty 20 will though.
Yep.
Okay. So it takes 3 force damage,
Okay.
and then Easter's Shiv is going to teleport to the other side of it. And attack at advantage. I think a 22 hits. Man, I'm rolling badly tonight. It takes 3, this is already rounded down, 3 slashing and 1 force.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, Zoph.
Zoph will look at Easter and just kind of nod and say, Force damage? Force
Force
damage.
It's working for me.
And we'll cast Magic Missile.
Great.
At 2nd level! So that's 4 darts. 7. Then 11 plus 2 is 13 points of force damage.
Great.
As 4 missiles launch out from the top of the staff.
I think that's as much as I've done all fight.
Magic Missile, very good.
Yeah.
I've done less than that.
Well, you only have really 2 turns.
2 hits, 2.
Soldier C has done more than
Soldier C is like,
On it.
yeah, he's got it.
Hold on.
Okay, anything else in your turn?
Stay right here, right next to Easter, so no, I think I'm good.
Okay. Angie?
Actions. So we're not gonna do anything. Let's try. Okay, I'm gonna get close to it, and I'm going to conjure in my hand fiery blades that look like a scimitar. And I'm gonna throw it at it.
What are you casting?
One blade.
Cool. I think you have to hold on to it like a weapon.
Yeah, I think
You don't
It's a
throw it.
melee, so I have to get close.
Yeah, but you don't throw it. You
Alright,
still get to,
okay,
because you get to
alright.
use it multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna hit though. I only rolled a 14.
It's that green die. It's your low die.
That's right.
That's your
Oh,
initial.
no, the cursed one. Or the blessed one, I guess, depending on how you look.
Anyway, does a 14 hit?
No.
Guess we're gonna find out. I don't get to roll my damage dice.
Thought you were going to point blank create bonfire.
I
That's what I thought you were going for.
I thought about three things. Trying to decide which would do the most damage. Okay, so
But yeah, does the flame blade persist as long as you have concentration on it? Yeah.
yes.
So you'll be able to try again, theoretically,
Okay, and technically it's a bonus action.
because then it's an action to attack with it.
Okay, so I can't.
Or does it say it's when you cast it?
Yeah, it says as an action, make a melee attack. But my question, since I conjured it, I can't do hidden step again.
Correct.
Okay,
because
so
you
I'm
used your
gonna
bonus
back up
action.
physically again then.
Well, if you back up, you're leaving a start range. Do you want to risk it?
It's true. Maybe it's the better stay.
But it is really stinky right there, so
We're not sure. I'm not sure
Potentially.
that's-
I don't even know what it was.
I think it's
If it-
stinky.
I think if it was an aura, everybody in it got caught. And I didn't see.
Yeah, no one
And
else.
you didn't have to make a save.
That's true.
Easter Shiv didn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Easter Shiv should have, maybe? I didn't think she was in it when she started her turn.
Well, I've got those.
Maybe she was. Retroactively, let's have her make
She was as far away as well, so that's 10 feet.
Yeah, let's have her make a save.
Okay.
That was just an oversight on my end, but yeah, I think she was still in.
Okay, I gotta pull up her stat block because of this and it's the spell description.
Yeah, that's a con save. The Blue Angels?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been going off for 3 days.
What is it?
The Blue Angels. Actually, since Thursday, they were practicing.
Oh.
It's in that one.
Okay, well, she's now poisoned.
Okay.
And you don't have to re-roll her previous hit. We'll just say from here on, she's poisoned.
Okay.
Until the end of her next turn. She's a little bit of a special case because we forgot. Okay. Okay, so that's it for you?
Well, if that's the case, I am going to move back behind Box and risk the OA.
Okay, then he's definitely going to take it.
I've got 10 HP in my head. Not going to be good. Hopefully I'm not.
9! He missed.
You chose
Lucky.
wisely.
Yeah, okay.
You rolled a green die.
Yep.
Damn
Here, roll this one.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I guess then he's just going to go after your Fae again.
Okay.
All 3 attacks on this little motherfucker.
Not at disadvantage.
Not at disadvantage. So, first attack is a 26.
That hits.
15 piercing damage.
Okay, I'll take 12
Sorry,
of
Nick,
that.
I
And
tried to mitigate that.
my MP is gone.
And second attack
You
is...
said 15?
Yeah.
Yes,
Alright,
15.
Okay,
Second attack is a dirty 20.
that hits.
That's 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
Third attack
Ooh, 3 attacks?
Mhm.
Ooh.
is a 16.
Just hits.
Another 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
No.
That spell is over.
Easter Shiv!
He's like, he just has lunch.
I mean, I guess it's better that it hits a summon instead of one of us. But
That's why she's there.
It's
Yep.
still sad.
that is still...
Riot's just still helping.
Yep.
Okay. Then we're back up at Bonks.
Okay, Box is gonna try again. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Fae off. field. She goes,
Mr. Shiv was the wielder of the Force Sword.
Some more attacks here. 22 to hit for the first one.
Hits.
Okay. These are reckless, by the way. That's a 19 for the second one.
Hits.
Okay. So 2 hits. Tolknath's back in business. Oh, big 1 damage. So that's plus 6. So that's 7 damage. So that's
That was-
3.
For the... Wait.
3 damage for the first attack.
3 for the first, 7 for the...
No, I was just...
Oh, you're just adding
I'm just
them all together.
rambling numbers right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
just give them...
The 3 for the first attack.
That's number 1.
And then 13. So that's...
So 3, and that's after halving.
Yep. And then 13 half down to 6 for the second attack.
Okay.
And Tolknath is harassing him again. And then
Where were you 3 seconds ago?
and then I'm gonna back up again.
To report Tolknath for harassment.
HR.
So he only inflicts disadvantage. He does not give other people advantage against, or
He
does
does
he?
not give people advantage.
Okay.
He gives the creature disadvantage, and they do half damage
That's right. Okay. Unless it's against you.
unless it's against me.
Okay. Okay. I love how you just skedaddled out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see ya. Okay, well then he is going to, or the veterans are going to take their turn. Let's go. 6 more attacks. Can't remember numbers, you guys. It's a problem. Hit. Miss.
Counting hits and misses?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I just need to know the hits, really.
Because she's doing it. That's it.
Hit. Natural 20.
Oh. Goodbye.
Miss. How many is that total?
That's 3 hits and a natural 20. And surprising no one, the natural 20 came from Soldier Crit.
That was 6. That I rolled 6 times.
Yeah, should have been.
Okay, so it was
3 hits and a crit.
3 hits and a crit. Thank you. So that's 12 plus 8, 20 damage. All told.
You can roll for the critical.
Dang. No, I'm not going to roll for the critical. I'm just doubling. Because ain't nobody got time for that.
Aw.
I didn't roll for the critical earlier either.
Or soldier critical.
I was like, I'm just going to double it.
That's fine.
I bet C also stands for captain.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely the
It's my Matthew Mercer die.
C stands for cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
he's the best letter.
All right, Easter, you're up.
Okay. Now that I'm not concentrating on spell, I will cast Hex on the creature. Hexing its strength, so any strength ability checks it does are at disadvantage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do 2 Eldritch Blast at it. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 3 force, 5 necrotic damage.
Okay.
The necrotic comes from the hex. That's like the point of hex.
I was just like, wait a second. Do I have to have any of this? It's just... Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that was bonus and regular action.
All right,
Okay.
so...
Run 15 feet. Breathe lightning.
Okay.
Dex save, please.
Okay. How does a 16 do?
I'll check in just a second. My spell save DC is 16, so just a save. And it's 13, half down to 6, half down to 3.
Okay.
Little static electricity
A little
shot.
ticklish.
And then we'll run back to Easter.
Mhm.
Meow. Meow.
And do I have any bonus actions? Let's find out.
Adjust it.
I really don't have any bonus actions, so that's it.
Okay, Angie.
And all I have is like rage.
Well, shape into a panther.
You
You're not gonna use your
You're not
flame
gonna use your
blade?
flame blade again?
Nope, I want to trade it. I don't think it's going to do much good.
Okay.
All
But
right.
you
You
both tried
just
it once.
wanted it.
I know.
Just use a different dice.
I want 2 pounds.
Okay, sure.
You won't get to it till you
I will
turn.
say,
It might
before
be
you
dead.
make this decision, you have seen Box using his mundane weapon, and it's not doing very much damage. But the flame blade is magical, so you think it might do more damage than your non-magical claws would be as a panther.
Well, I was trying to knock him prone so that the other... That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I see
Yeah,
now
just go
that
for it.
That's fine too, but
the strength of the panther isn't very well.
It's like
Isn't
13.
very...
But
You can
I'm,
still try
I'm
it
just
out.
trying to make sure that you're aware of all the information in front
Remember, Biako had the same thing, and
Yeah, good.
of you.
Don't even remind me.
he tried a lot.
He tried a lot.
Yeah, and it works sometimes.
But he does have disadvantage on strength stuff. Not
Yeah.
saves, but checks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a save or a check, but...
Well, let's see. I would like to roll my damage dice anyway, so let's try the flame blade again.
Okay. You'll have to get up
Sorry,
close to him again.
cross it out. She's like, anti-trade of Panther? Nope.
Alright, which one looks lucky? Let's try you. Because that's the one Claire was playing with. 15.
I think you need a fiery one.
That's
not
a miss.
How many dice?
I mean, I have this one that is my Caleb dice. It's actual fire, if you want to try it.
Well, I have some that... This one looks like fire. I'll try that next time.
All right. Sorry about that. Are you going to stay there or are you going to back up?
Yeah, I'll go. I don't like it. Gonna back up. Right next to Bonk.
All right. He's going to try and attack you as you leave.
Disadvantage.
This is
I am aware.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not so bad.
Well, it's a good thing he had disadvantage. Because what could have been a 24 was indeed a 10.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He swipes at you and misses again. But it's his turn next. And
Max.
he has...
I'm trying. This guy's really stinky.
I don't know. I'm not aware.
He has an opening now that the fairy is gone. So I think he's going to come up this way. Leaving the threat range of 2 soldiers to come up here next to you.
3 soldiers.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
That's what I was hoping for.
1 hit.
It was definitely soldiers.
It was, we'll say it was a soldier seed. Another 4 damage here.
Didn't crit.
Captain Coolback.
Yeah. But cool guys like in quotes.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's going to take a swipe at Bonks
Mm-hmm.
at not disadvantage.
That's not
At
advantage.
advantage because of reckless.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh boy.
No, that's fine.
Natural 20.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna roll this one.
Oh, who has time for that?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
for-
this is an
not for
important
Captain
one.
Crit.
This is an important
Yeah,
one.
don't do it for Captain Crit, do it for this guy.
Yeah. Yep. For 2. We're gonna do the 2 gross ones.
2 gross ones? Is that
Oh,
what
but
you
it's 40 10.
said?
yeah, I
2
said-
stinky ones?
Yeah, I've got like gross ones.
You think he died.
Stinky
They're
guys.
so
I can definitely see the stink lines off those ones.
$33 piercing damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Half down to 16.
And you have 10 HP.
Yep.
10.
So I take
10
6.
to-
Seeing how well that
Yeah,
worked,
HP.
he's going to claw you 2 more times.
Bear.
Sure, whatever.
You can bear it.
That's probably a miss. That's only a 13.
Yes.
And that one is a 23.
Hit.
So you take 11 slashing damage.
And down to 5.
Yes.
Have you lost your 10 HP yet?
Barely. Yeah. I just stand there like this.
33.
A big whip of whatever's happening.
I rolled from in those 4d10. I rolled an 8, 9, and a 10.
Oh,
And they're like a really dinky like 4 or something. Anyway.
Dinky 4. That's a lot.
Well,
That's a lot of damage.
It was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's his turn.
Okay.
Riot is still helping.
Yep.
Box, you're up.
Alright. Some attacks. Look at. Get him. That's not going to hit, probably. It's a 15.
Nope.
And. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 21.
Yep.
Okay. Go. Oh.
In the house.
In the house. Aw, minimum damage. That's 7, have down to 3. But Tolkien still comes out, so that's okay.
That big.
Yeah, as long as you can just get Tokenoth on there, that's like changing everything.
Yeah, I think I'll stick around there. That's fine. I don't have to move.
Okay.
is Bonks in the stink aura?
He is. But he's already saved once, so he's fine.
Oh, that's nice.
Alright, the veterans are up next. I think only A is going to pursue because he's right there. The other two are going to start making their way to go check on their
No,
friends.
Soldier C should be the one attacking him.
Well, they're both like, okay, well, it looks like they're in good hands now.
Soldiers.
So
Wow.
A is going to come over.
They're one job. Anyway.
Captain Crit.
More like,
he's probably
They're all totally fine, and they're like, you guys are doing
more
great.
like Captain Coward.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my goodness. They don't like the way you're talking about him.
Then come back.
A got a crit.
Captain Comeback.
You mean,
So,
maybe they like exchanged weapons or something. He's this one.
Oh, this one's magic.
so that's another 8 damage.
It's time to roll for it.
I will kill Bones one of these days.
It's fine.
He will just wake up dead.
he won't wake up.
No, he'll wake up dead. He'll be a ghost. Or
If you die, I'm gonna kill you.
He's menacing everyone that you guys are fighting. Easter, I need you to make a con save.
Yeah. Yep, it's not as
Against an unknown effect.
probably an 11 is not going to do it.
Nope. So, Easter, as this thing gets closer to you, you take in a deep breath of just and start choking, and you're like, oh god, that is the stinkiest shit I've ever smelled in my life, and you are poisoned.
Okay. So these two attacks are going to be at disadvantage, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have the poisoned condition.
Yeah. Oof. That was good, and then an 11. So you said 17 hits?
Yes.
Alright, this one, second one barely hits then. Two force, one necrotic.
Okay.
Push. Get away.
For some reason, when you do that,
Yeah.
and give me the numbers like that, my brain can't compute. I'm like, what am I? I know. And I appreciate that you're doing that, but my brain's like, wait, what? Wait,
Yeah.
wait, no, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I am going to push in 10 feet. I don't want this thing in my airspace.
Yep.
So you said 2 force and 1 necrotic.
Yeah.
This is Easterly Aerospace. You will not.
So you're pushing him
10 feet.
10 feet.
He's thankful for that easterly breeze right now.
Okay, well, it's a good thing you did that, because Zonk?
Zonk.
Combined. Fusion dance.
Zonk is up next, and you do not have to make a saving throw.
Remember when we changed our names?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yep. That's our fusion name.
Zoinkies!
Magic missile. First level.
Not that gravity.
Oh ho! First 2 missiles are both 4 on the D4, so that's 10 damage, and then the last missile is a 1 on the D4, so 12 total.
How do you want to do this?
Trophy.
Easter's blasts launch this thing back, but also a little bit up into the air. And there's just this like perfect angle while it's flying backward through the air with its mouth open, where I can see into
Mandibles.
the back of its throat. And I'm like, that's my target. And all 3 missiles fly up and straight into its mouth, and then its head pops.
Wow.
So as you sever this creature's head from its body in midair, thunk, thunk, they fall to the ground, and everything is still. And we're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Apparently it's very boring.
So boring. I don't know if the mics picked that up.
They probably did.
They probably did. Thank you for everyone for tuning in to this very boring episode of D&D, and we will see you here next time to see the aftermath of this encounter. Have a good night.
Bye.
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 Good night.